Alright, what is up? I am back with a Tengu format video. So I'm going to cover my tournament run from like months ago that I'd wanted to do at the time, and I had just gotten sidetracked, obsessing over redo format instead. But yeah, this is a Tengu format deck that I really like, really want to continue working on and kind of figure out. I really think that it can be real. It can be like tailored to beat the good Tengu decks, even though this format, it's kind of hard to break through against the tier 1 decks, the agents and the plants, and the Cats at Chaos. But yeah, so about this deck was stolen from Pudding. Actually, I don't even think it was Pudding that posted the video, but there was a video of Pudding showing off a deck. I think he brought it to like a Vegas tournament, and he was saying it was super fun. I was like, I'll give it a try. So I don't have Pudding's original deck, but basically it's this, except for these card troopers, these Call of the Haunteds, this Dust Shoot, and these tuners. And yeah, I don't think it mains MST. And I think he was on 3 Lila, 3 Raiko. And yeah, it's pretty much this deck. He was on 3 Orange Light as well. And he was also on Soul of Purity and Light, which is a bad card. But yeah, so that was the original deck that I had taken, and I had played in a couple tournaments, I think, maybe 1 or 2 tournaments. Played in my local tournaments, started tweaking the deck around. The things that I wanted to change were I wanted this card trooper just as an easier answer to Thunder King, which is like normal summoned in every deck in this format. And then the Janes are the same thinking. I wanted a good normal summon answer to Thunder King, always accessible. Also, Jane is a little bit of like a better turn 1 play into the other common normal summon in this format, which is Reborn Tengu. Setting Raiko, knowing your opponent might normal summon a Reborn Tengu, isn't very fun. But yeah, and then the Call of the Haunteds are just super flexible, chainable, good with the trooper, good when you want to search out your tour guide. You can even resolve an Alchemist with it. You can get back your Chaos Sork. They're really nice, because the idea is you don't want traps because you want your opponent to brick opening hands. But these effectively do, because their MSTs aren't really valuable into your Call of the Haunteds. Okay, so the tournament that I played in, I was on... it was this deck. Okay, so it was this deck. Couple things. I tried these tuners. I am not sold on them. I wanted to play Mind Control. Not sold on this either. Looks like I only fit 1 Max C in the main, and I was playing Effect Veiler instead of Herald because I cut the Christias out of this deck. A weird decision, because Christia kind of is your win condition in this deck, kind of. But I just felt it was... Once I had cut the Soul of Purity and Light because I didn't want to play the Soul of Purity and Light, now the fairy count is low. Now I would rather just play... Now the Heralds might be dead, and I'd rather just play Effect Veiler instead of Herald. Now there's really no fairies, and I really can't play Christia because it will never be live. So now there's even less reason to play Nova Summoner. So yeah, the idea with this deck was, you know, the way that this deck is winning is it's just pushing Chaos Sorcerer and summoning like good monsters. Let's just push that. And instead of the Christia payoff for the lights, we're going to play Freed. So Freed is played in Edison format in fairy decks because it's a very powerful normal summon with your lights engrave. It can fix graveyard for Christia. Obviously that doesn't apply here, but it can set up tour guides into Levier, or set up your Dimensional Alchemist, add back your boss monsters, the Unfair BLS or the Chaos Sorks. Could even add back like a Gores or like a Trag or something like that. Honest, crazy. And yeah, set up your Leviers. So yeah, so the idea with this deck was just, let's cut out that Christia win card right there and just play a different game. Also, you're at an advantage playing weird decks like this because people have no idea what's in your deck. So I entered with this deck. Also, I I thought that I was siding. Oh yeah, siding Mind Crush. So I got Dust Shooted so many times in this tournament, and I was like, why am I not playing Dust Shoot? And I'm siding Mind Crush. This was for TGs. And then I'm also siding Thunder Kings, and everyone was maining Thunder Kings. And with Call the Haunted in the deck, I actually really like a card like Thunder King. It really can hurt your opponent quite a bit, as we all know. I sided the third Raikou and Double Soul Taker for Vanity's Fiend outs. This card is awesome as well. Flexibility into heroes that want to Gemini Spark you. I didn't face any, but it's also just a really nice card into like heavy back row decks. You can see we have all the back row hate over here. I am a little apprehensive not main decking MST in this format just because I do kind of fear the skill drain decks like Heroes and TG Stun. And then if you only have one out and it's Heavy Storm and they play Starlight, it's like, not great. But yeah, so this was the deck I brought to the Tengu Tussle, but I was just showing a couple of different variants of this list just because it's an idea that put out there, I stole, claimed as my own, and I really want to keep working on it, so I just thought, might be good to open this discussion so people can see the deck. Maybe people have other ideas. There are some other variants of this deck that I thought about, like here. This is a version, it's obviously not complete, but this was a version where instead of the payoff being Christia, we have the payoff being JD. Not so sure. I mean, you might end up with too many normal summons stuck in your hand, but you do get your mills online, and your recharges will never be dead with this many targets. And then, yeah, like I said, this was the deck that I updated to coming out of this tournament, but I actually don't really know about the Plague and the Bulb. Obviously, Bulb is crazy, but you're more likely to draw it than you are to mill it. You don't actually mill that much in this deck, so it's not that great in the hand. Plague is also crazy just because you have a ton of access to Leviair, and then you allure and set up your Alchemist as well. So just ideas that I wanted to test, but I don't really think that they're the best. I do want to keep testing the deck and seeing what's going on. This deck I am going to do something with this year, 2026. I will do something with this deck this year. Watch out. But it probably won't be this version. It might be... I think this is the most recent version that I brought to a tournament. Obviously, 43 cards, disgusting, but I wanted to test a bunch of things. But yeah, I think that these guys are getting the cut, TBH. But yeah, so that is the deck. That is like some of the theory behind the deck. Some of the updates that you've seen. Oh, we can go over the extra deck real quick. I have been punished basically every tournament for being greedy and not including something in the extra deck that I need. I'll just go through the cards that maybe you can cut. No. Maybe you can cut a Roach, but you do like being able to clear a Thunder King by like drop trag, pitch trag. Can be good. It's good against agents, but you don't really have that much protection for it. No. And this is another flex slot, the Arcanite Magician. So the Arcanite Magician is cool just because, in theory, if you were to go like drop Chaos Sork, banish something, normal Bulb, special Arcanite, you can pop 2 more things, and you can mill for Bulb, special Synchro 8. Pretty sick. It's never happened before, but imagine. But yeah, so that's some of the theory behind the deck. We'll jump into replays. So I entered a tournament with, it was Tengu Tussle. It was actually a really big tournament, and it was really fun. I entered with this list, so we will jump into those replays, and then I have another tournament that I entered with the list that I had just shown. It was this list, and we will jump into those replays as well. Alright, here we are, round 1. We're paired up against Gravekeepers. This is terrible. Worst possible situation. He dualities turn 1, so I see he's on Gravekeepers, and he does not add Dust Shoot, because I guess he doesn't have access to a monster. But that's good for us. Yeah, you see we opened with the Max C because it's powerful in this format, and then we see we're against Gravekeepers turn 1. He sets everything out. I'm like, oh, he's about to Royal Tribute me. This sucks. Okay, so we start off T-set, Call the Haunted. This is weird. You wouldn't normally set Call the Haunted here, but obviously Call the Haunted has very little value into a Gravekeeper deck, so I probably just want it to be live ASAP. So like if I like Ryko pop this Necro Valley, mill something that I can call the Haunted, I'll probably want to call it back. And also, I haven't watched this replay in forever. I haven't played this match in forever, so this is all new to me. Also, I didn't recharge this Ryko because I must be desperate to pop, the Necro Valley. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so it sucks to not be able to resolve the recharge, but you can't. I mean, I need to clear the Necro Valley. Then he commandants for the other Necro Valley, and then he rushes, but I tell him I'm chaining to the resolution of Commandant to call the Haunted the Alchemist, because obviously he is about to play the Necro Valley. Okay. He says he's thinking, so what does he have if he's thinking? Oh, we probably shouldn't have the hands revealed. So he's thinking, so it's possible that he has like a Solemn Warning down. I don't know if we should look at his hand. Maybe we just let it roll. And then he plays his Necro Valley, and then he sets. We always are going to assume that this is Spy with his set into Necro Valley if it's not a Recruiter. It could be Recruiter or Spy. Okay, so I'll activate the effect of Alchemist, hoping for it to become chainable. And then we summon Sangan. Why? I'm not sure. I'm guessing we're going to want to crash into... Oof. What a punish. Yeah, I was thinking we probably want to crash into that Recruiter to make our Solar Recharge live, but he Solemn Warnings my Sangan, which, like, crushes me. And then I attack into his Recruiter, which is so ugly. Like, I'm just giving him searches. And he just Recruiters into Recruiter. This confirms that his set is Spy because he wants to flip, go into Descendant, and then start blasting. Whoops. So he's about to do one of the only things that I can chain Max C to. So we take that, we Max C him. I don't think he really cares. Yeah, we draw into a Sork that's dead. And he grabs another Recruiter. So he must have drawn into Descendant? I don't know what he's about. Yeah, he's just going beat down. This Alk floats for us. Good, not great. We're in a pretty horrible situation because the Veiler is not really looking too valuable right now. This can't do anything. This can't do anything. This is dead. We just have a Card Trooper, which is not doing a whole lot. Okay, we draw into a Lightsworn so we can activate the recharge. Mill our heavy. Lovely. And then we're going to get rid of our dead Sork. Okay, so we found a Lila, so we're probably hoping to pop that fucking Valley. We already saw him burn one of his warnings, so it's unlikely that he'll be able to warning this. Maybe he'll have a bottomless. Nope, nothing. Pop the Valley. And then we set our call again. We are desperate for this to get online, but he's actually down 2 Valleys, so he only has 1 Necro Valley left in his deck. But he's kind of threatening to kill us right now with 3 bodies on. We're at 42. And then he rips into another monster. But at least we have Called Haunted, so we could have biggest guy on board, maybe. And he puts 3 floating Recruiters on. So we're in a pretty bad situation. I mean, this was a horrible matchup from the start. Okay, so I'm probably thinking, let's get the biggest guy on the board. Get a Jane, maybe. Let's see what I'm thinking about. Trag. Oh, and he has a Judgment. Yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, Trag was biggest guy on board. And he had Mirror Force, too. I mean, I was going to sit on the Trag, probably. Yeah. Get cooked. Tough round, or game 1, round 1. Really horrible matchup. I know I keep saying that. So in come the Thunder Kings going first. I probably didn't have a whole lot of stuff to put in. I mean, I think we looked at the sideboard and I had like all the MSTs and Decrees. So I set both. I'm probably not respecting Heavy Storm. Sometimes people keep it in. I don't really know why. Okay, and now he misplays into the Thunder King, thinking he can resolve his Recruiter. I tell him not to do that. So he goes 2 for 2. Kind of low value on that. I do like Wonder Wand. It doesn't see play, I'm guessing because people don't think it's good, but I don't know. I don't play Gravekeepers. End phase, I flip the Decree after he set 3. That feels good for me. I still have the MST, but I want that for the Necro Valley. And then I do not go Tour Guide into Sangan, I guess because I have a Thunder King up. So now I'm able to apply a little bit of pressure with a floating Trooper and a Thunder King that hopefully is going to be annoying for them, but he actually books my Thunder King, Book is at 1 in this format, so it wasn't really something I was going to respect. And then he drops the Malefic Stardust. So things are looking real bad. I can't... there was an argument to just playing Space right when he played Necro Valley, but I wasn't going to read a Malefic Stardust. I guess maybe that is slightly telegraphed by him booking my Thunder King, but not really. And then we rip into a redundant Decree. I remember not being happy with my play this match specifically, so let's see if I catch myself. So this Tour Guide is threatening to be dead soon because I drew 2 Tour Guides, but he Valors this one. That's not great for me. I really have nothing that I can do. I have 3 normal summons in my hand and a Decree. So I'm just hoping for him to be really slow since he has just a Malefic Stardust up. He spaces my Decree. I did not set another one. And then he's going to attack over my Thunder King. Okay, we draw another space. So we've drawn 2 Decrees, 2 space, which I won't complain about, you know. But it's an awkward situation where like I have the Decrees and the space is really for the Valley, but I have to clear this this Malefic Stardust. So yeah, I'm gonna have to set this Raikou to clear the Stardust, and I don't set the MST because I want to hold it. Okay, I remember that I was thinking, ooh, I don't, oof. So I prefer chaining Decree in general, but in this format with the spell speed 3 traps, I really think I should have end phase flipped the Decree right there, because I want to flip summon my Raikou, because I remember I wanted to flip summon my Raikou and just kill this, but I'm scared of getting warninged or Valored. But he shouldn't be playing Valor with Royal Tribute, honestly. And look at that. So I get punished for not just preemptively flipping the Decree, and then I decide not to just flip summon the Raikou. I'm not sure why. That was another situation I probably could have done it. Okay, looks like I'm going to get it. And now again, I really should just flip this space, flip this Decree. I don't really think there's a good reason not to. I have double space. Yeah, see, I don't know about this one. I guess I just want to do it with my Lila and hold my cards. Okay. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with my performance, and the deck is not looking that great right now, but it's into, again, Gravekeepers, which is not really a great matchup. So now he's going to go and find another Necro Valley. I am sure that I will just flip space right away. Yeah, I was too damaged by the last Malevolent Stardust. Now he's going to go and do his floating thing. With no Necro Valley up, these guys are really not that threatening. Now I better flip this Decree because I really am going to want to clear this Spy while it's in attack position. Sometimes I'm surprised that he's willing to put his Spy in attack position, and look at this, I'm willing to get punished by another warning. I must be thinking, what are the chances he has another warning? You already know we miss on Alchemist. That's what we do out here. Let's go. I made this potential Mirror Force very enticing with the Alchemist being dead right now, but looks like he doesn't have it. Should we check his back row? Yeah, okay, it's Torrential Starlight Road. Okay. So they're not spell speed 3 traps, which is, you know, good for us because we can get value by chaining the Decree. Ooh, and we draw heavy. Ooh, and we mill the BLS. Okay, so where are we going to go from here? So I have the MST down and the Decree and heavy in hand. So I could flip Decree, activate heavy, and go 3 for 3. Not great value out of 2 cards that should be really good in this matchup, being Decree and Heavy Storm. So I could also just apply pressure because he's getting low. This will float, but also the Jane can attack over a set Spy when I have the MST for the Necro Valley. So I think it's fine to just put a Lila down, yeah, and then hold the Jane for the Necro Valley. Oof, and he has the Judgment. Wow. But this is actually a bad play on his part because I'm going to add the BLS. Yeah, that was questionable. I must have not been fearing a Torrential for that reason after I milled the BLS. Yeah, okay, I don't know what he was thinking right there. We take those, though. That's game. Okay, really, really ugly. And And yeah, this is something I always struggle with, is wanting to go 1-for-1 with the decree by chaining it. But it's just too greedy and risky into these decks that have the spell. I mean, all of this decks play spell speed 3 traps because the Solemns are so strong. So he goes with this turn 1 Wonder Wand play again and goes Recruiter into Recruiter. He already normal summoned this turn, so he actually set up my Mind Crush real nice. And then he's going to play his Commandant, get Necro Valley. So we know his hand has Recruiter. Oof, he's got the Stardust again. That sucks. Yeah, we know his hand has Recruiter, so this Mind Crush is live, which was the hope when we sided it in. Obviously, it looks pretty weird in the hand with 2 decrees in them. I wonder, I should definitely stand by phase, go for it. Tell him to show me his hand, so let's look at it. He's got the Descendant, which was nice with the Recruiter, I'm sure. He must have already had the Descendant when he searched the Recruiter. Veiler. Okay, so this tells us he's probably not on Royal Tribute, which I don't really get because it's like really good against me. I think he just wins the game, especially going first, but okay. He has the Torrential and the MST. Okay, so he's scared about the decree, so he has the MST in. That's very responsible. Okay, and he's controlling the game with this Stardust. So we saw his hand had the Torrential, and then he sets 1. And he doesn't attack. So I wonder, because he has the Veiler. So I saw the Veiler, so I must not want to flip summon into the Veiler. And then he's respecting Raikou because he has the Veiler for the flip summon, so he doesn't want to flip it in the battle phase with the Malefic Stardust. Okay, awkward situation, kind of a stalemate situation, and then he goes and sets a 3rd, and I have double decree set. So I could definitely just flip this decree if I wanted to. And I draw into another Raikou. So I have 2 ways to clear this Stardust this turn. I could flip decree, flip Raikou, let him Veiler my Raikou, and then normal summon the Tour Guide and crash. Or I could do it in the opposite direction and hope for him to Veiler my Tour Guide, and then I get the Raikou flip. But anyways, it'll lock his back row and play through his Veiler. So I'm sure that that's what I'm thinking about. This is, again, months ago, so I don't remember, but I decide to sit. I really want him to attack my guys. Very interesting. I don't really like sitting against this deck. I really like putting pressure on. And now I draw into an Honest. So now I have so many ways to clear this Stardust. Okay, I say, fuck it. Throw your Veiler out. Yep, so he Veilers me. Okay, I'm still not flipping the... I should have flipped a decree. I have 2 decrees. I really don't understand not flipping a decree. Yeah, and look at that, punish. I don't get doing this. So this is the one card I didn't see. I think this card came down after I had already known, after the turn that I'd looked at his hand. Such ugly play from me right there. I really hate that. I just keep saying to myself, what are the chances they have one of the 3, like, warning, judgment, and it keeps happening. So this is very greedy on my part, especially with 2 decrees. Terrible play, honestly. But we honest him so that he loses his Stardust, and I am not just... Oh, I don't have a space, that's why. Okay. He spaces one of my decrees, spaces my other decree, and he played those both from hand. And I remember thinking that he had an MST set, yeah. I thought his sets were Torrential MST. So it's interesting he played the MST from hand. I would have definitely played one of the ones from the field to keep his hand. Interesting. Okay. Did I draw for that Trooper? I should have. Yeah. Okay, I drew Mind Control. Mind Control is for the Spy as an easy way to clear it. And we set another Raikou. Man, this is so ugly. This is not a great showing for the deck, I'm not gonna lie. But this is round 1. This is just the truth. He's gonna clear my Raikou. And we don't have the decrees anymore. So I'm probably going to assume that back row is Torrential MST, like we saw. I mill the heavy. And I'm hoping that I can bait out a Torrential. Yep, and I do. So that was not smart on his part. I don't think that this Thunder King is that threatening that he had to Torrential right there. He has a Dark Hole in hand too. I don't think I would have held my Torrential if I were him, but he lets me go for it. I remember thinking that I had game, but I actually don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have another Dark for this Chaos Sorcerer, so I thought that I had game, but I didn't. He Dark Holes my Chaos Sorcerer, and he sets another one. I think I'm going to space this new one. It was a dead Solemn Warning, and then I think that this one's an MST, yeah, and I just win. Okay, so very lucky that we came away with that one. Oh, and he held his Mind Control. Yeah, okay, very, very lucky we came away with that one, I'm not going to lie. That one was not a great showing for the deck, but let's see if we do better in the next round. All right, here we are with round 2 against this guy, Kyle Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like I've played against this dude in this format. I feel like he always plays like the agents and the plant decks. Yeah, so he hits me with the good luck. I tell him eat shit, and then we turn 1 set a Ryko. I think that I am assuming, I forget if this is a this is a multi-day tournament, so I probably know that he's playing plants, and I don't want him to, summon Thunder King Ryo turn 1, which is what they like to do. So that's why I didn't set the Sangan turn 1, because this thing is a fucking nuisance. And then you can see we open with a lot of the cards that we're testing that were not in Pudding's build, so this is good reps for testing the deck. To open with the Plague, the Mind Control, the Sangan, I'm sorry, the Trooper and the Call to Haunted. Like, Pudding doesn't play any of these cards, so it is interesting to be able to see this and see how it plays. Okay, so we have a couple options. Obviously, Sangan is an attractive normal summon. It's unlikely that he has a second Thunder King, so it's probably not going to get punished by a Thunder King play. And if he does, we have the Trooper Clapback, and the Call to Haunted will be live. So we want this Call to Haunted to be chainable right away. We want the Sangan in graveyard so that an MST can't goes neg into our back row. So he decides he will just let me search with my Sangan. He just wants to clear it, take the board with the Tengu. He probably just doesn't have a better way to clear the Sangan. And then we hit him with the thinking emoji as if I have Tragodia. You already know. And we search Maxi because we're going up against plants. Okay, so we're in a pretty good situation right now. I mean, we can clear this Tengu. We draw into the Heavy Storm. We don't use it because we have floaters in our hand. We'd rather use it for a push. Mill 2 spells, you already know. Let's go. Deck plays like 30 monsters, but whatever. We Trooper into the Tengu, and we clear one of those. This thing's annoying. It's going to set up an Avarice. It's, what can you do? Am I going to hit him with the thinking? Nah, I'm not even going to mess with him. And then we draw into BLS. So now we're like, okay, let's fucking do this. He decides not to attack with the Sangan because there's not much value in attacking into a Gores right there. This tells me that this is probably not like a Mirror Force. And then we're going to heavy because I want to say that I took a minute thinking about this because I think that if I commit my hand, I just have game because I have the Honest. So Honest with BLS is like complete insanity, and it pushes just a crazy amount of damage. Let me see if I can figure out how I thought I had game. So we have light, 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 dark, dark. So we have 2 darks, 3 lights. Yeah, 2 darks, 3 lights. So we can summon both this BLS and this Sork. We don't have a tour guide to like get a Levier play going or anything. And then we have a Mind Control. So what was I thinking? I'm pretty sure what I end up doing is putting down the Sork and the BLS. And then I'm going to hit Battle Phase. Okay, so I hit Battle Phase. So he is definitely immediately sussed out that I have a Sork and a BLS, and I'm not banishing his Sangan. So he knows something is up. It's too bad because I would have hoped that he just thinks I'm a bad player and just is like, oh, he's not going to banish my Sangan. But he must know. He must know about me and knows something's up, senses he's in danger, and when I try to go into battle phase, he's going to Valor my BLS because he knows I'm probably about to kill him. So this is representing 1,300. I'm sorry, no. If I Honest over, this is representing 3,000 damage here, and then my BLS will go up to 47. So then this is 37. So that's 6,700 damage just over these two. Then he'll get the... So it's not game though. What? So this is 3,000. Then this goes to 47. So that's 37. So that's 67. Then I clear the last Tengu that this summons. And it's not game. Interesting. It would have been game if I normal summoned the Plague Spreader. Okay. I don't get it. Okay. So I say I'm going back to main 1, and I banish his Sork because he stopped my lethal line. Then I normal summon the Plague, and he decides he wants to pitch Maxi, which is legal. Didn't mean to make it sound like it wasn't. And now I go into Stardust. And now I'm going to do something. I remember this. I'm going to do something that I will do several more times throughout this video, which is so frustrating for me to watch, but I try not to let it discourage me from posting these videos because I do catch a lot of really ugly play from myself in post-review. It's very frustrating, but you know, the hope is that we improve seeing things like this. So anyways, I'm about to make a really fucking stupid Max C play. I so many times I'm going to get no value out of this Max C. It's not that hard of a card to use, so it's very disappointing watching this. But yeah, my thinking is that if I attack over the Tengu, I'll get 1 draw on the Max C, and then attack directly with this BLS. It's his last chance to drop Gores, and then I'll get 2 draws for the Gores, and I have Honest in hand. Very stupid, because in order for him to make a comeback play into a board like this with Stardust, he needs to make an aggressive push, so I should have held that Max C for the aggressive push. What are you thinking? You know, very stupid. And then I don't even get the draw for the Tengu. So, yeah. And then I don't attack into the Gores when I pitched Maxi. So what was it for? We don't know. I just wanted to give him a card. I don't know. So stupid. And then he has Avarice with 5. So yeah, not great. Not great. Did I tell him? Oh, I told him to draw more Tengus. Yeah, I'm such an asshole. Okay. Then he 1-for-1s, and I'm fuming at this point. Then he specials Tengu, and I'm just stewing with it. We get a little Justice. He mills the Reborn. This is what this deck does. It makes this one big play. But this does not break a Stardust plus BLS, and he doesn't even know about the Call of the Haunted. Okay. He did not draw his Tengus. You hate to see it. Then he sets 3. We absolutely do not believe him about that. We don't even really care because we have the Stardust up. I don't know what he could possibly have. Z Prison is not typically played, but I probably will respect it. He's too clogged for the Scapegoat. We kill the Cataster. And then we decide we're going to clear the Librarian too. Oh wow, we're just going for it. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so he's on like nothing at this point. Oh, I might even, yeah, I'm even going to mind control him and go Roach, yeah. Just say you really have no chance. And he did have the Mirror Force. He had to, because that was game with the Stardust. Yeah, I really said you have no chance. Cool, okay. Pretty ugly play, but it's not the easiest deck to play, I'm not going to lie. Okay, this is a great opening hand. We have the Charge to hopefully set up our Grave. We have BLS and Sork and Tour Guide and Maxi. And then we draw into the fucking Card Trooper to clear this Thunder King. Let's go. God damn, he's the GOAT. Oh, but he's going to Veiler my Trooper. And I can't charge with Thunder King up, so yeah, that was pretty good, pretty good. He is going to go neg because this Trooper is going to replace itself. And then I draw the Thunder King that I sided in, which could have been mained. Like I said, this card could absolutely be mained in this deck. And then we draw into the Alchemist. Okay, we're just hoping to clear this. We're hoping to clear this Thunder King, but he does not activate Thunder King effect, which is horrifying for us because that tells us that that back row is either Mirror Force or Lance or Enemy Controller. And I'm thinking it's probably Enemy Controller because that's the most commonly played. I attack into the Tengu just in case he has Lance so that we at least will clear a Tengu. It's not great, but we don't want to just go hard minus. He doesn't activate anything, so now I'm really not comfortable sitting at 4,800 with a Thunder King up and a Tengu on the field. So I decide to attempt to clear this Thunder King, and we do. And then I'm able to get my graveyard set up more. So I think I'm going to search a Raikou. Oh, it's a Jane. Okay, so for another Thunder King, I'm not sure. It's just a big body. I think Raikou's probably fine there too. He normal summons the Spore, so we hit him with the Max C, hoping for him to just chill out and not do anything crazy this turn, because we really don't have any way to stop him if he has a lethal push. I'm sure he's fearing like a BLS, I'm sorry, a Trag or a Gores, and then we end up finding our last Raikou anyways. Okay. So first matter of business is get rid of this Spore, because he has another Tengu in deck, most likely, and we are not going to have an easy time dealing with it. Okay, we summon... okay, I don't know about this one. I think it's better to put down the Thunder King. Yeah, I think Thunder King is a better summon in this situation, because he's threatening a... he's threatening a synchro play. So I drop the BLS. We're not playing Redo, so he's going to ask if I have Prio, and I'm going to pass. Yeah, okay. So I was expecting that to be an Econ, and I didn't want him to chain Tribute. So we get to clear the Spore. I feel like he rips into something really good. Oh, he rips into Gores. So his hand was Dark... oh, it's Darkhold Dandy. Wow. Okay, this is going to hurt. Yeah, we're in a bad spot now. He Dark Holes, and then he has the Dandy effect, and the Tengu effect, and he made his Spore live right there. And his last card is Gores, yeah. Oh, and he makes a really smart play here. He attacks with the Tengu, hoping for me to drop the Gores that he's been fearing this whole game, so that he can main phase 2 Trishula it. He still goes for the main phase 2 Trishula to just take a card away. I remember this game going way longer than it should have. I draw into the Plague, which is not that great there, and the Heavy, which is really not great. And I'm just going to make an Orient Dragon play. He's at 31, so this is his last chance to drop Gores here. I win if he doesn't have Gores right here. So I just go for it, and he has it, of course. And then I think I slowly die. So I'm just going to put this on fast forward because I have no plays. There's not much to talk about, really. This is interesting. I didn't Heavy Storm there. I just decided to go with the Lila instead. I must have been trying to mill a bulb. Ooh. I'm going to have a Sork, and he has the Veiler. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, he's going to kill me in a second. And he draws Reborn, too. This deck is ridiculous. Oh, I remember this. I flipped the call, and I'm just like, I thought there was a BLS in there, and then he tells me he banished it with Trish. Alright, game 3. Let's see how we do. Alright, we open Charge Raikou, which is great. I'm sure I'll fire that, because we have the Sork as well. We have Heavy MST Reborn. Then we have... ooh, I hate alluring my Chaos Sork. But yeah, we didn't have a Dark. Okay, I get it, I get it. I'm sure I'm going to banish, yeah. So at least now, and I'm probably scared to set the Sangan into a turn 1 Thunder King. Oh, I do it! Wow! And I set the Heavy. Okay. Okay. This is very risky into a turn 1 Thunder King, but at least it'll be a... it's so risky because it's then a Dark, but then I can't even bring down the Chaos Sork because Thunder King will negate it. So he just goes set 1, and I just full pass. So I didn't want to summon my Tour Guide because I can't grab a Sangan. It would just be Tour Guide into potential Torrential, and I want him to set more cards. With my Heavy Storm set. So it's a little safer setting a card like Heavy Storm in this with this deck, because again, we expect our opponent's pretty good, and we are game 3, so he knows we're not playing traps, so it's very unlikely that he has a Heavy Storm. He might have MST, but Heavy Storm's not likely. So I just say, okay, I want to make a push, so I'm just going to... I want to get my monster safely down, so I'm just going to Heavy Storm him. He has D-Prison. It's a little interesting because I'm playing Lila and Chaos Sork. I don't know. But yeah, we banish with Alchemist, and we get another good target. We already set up the nice target with Allure, which is really nice. Allure is just so good in this deck. And then we set up another nice target with Max C. But that is actually our last Max C, so now the Sangan cannot search Max C because we have one in our hand. So we won't stress that. Alright, so I Heavy Stormed him for 1, and then he sets 4. This is worst feeling in the world. And also he's playing Plants, which plays like 6 traps, so we're like, why is he setting 4? But we saw he was on a heavier trap lineup with the D-Prison. And now we cannot go... Alright, this is such an awkward situation. We cannot go into Sangan because it's set, and that probably told him right there that the Sangan is set. We are just going to push a little bit of damage. Okay, because the Alchemist is floating and we don't care that much about the Tour Guide, I guess, because we don't want to overlay. Tour Guide's not a real card in this situation. So on attack deck, he goes Chainlink 1, Scapegoat, Chainlink 2, Mirror Force to make my Alchemist miss timing. This cheeky bastard gets me. And then he summons out those Scapegoat tokens. We're not going to max C there because it's just 1 for 1. And then we're going to set our Call and MST. Call is chainable to get the Alchemist. I can also get a Lila to clear the way. We really like Call in this deck. And we're not in a great situation. He has a fistful of cards. We have a Wimpy Tour Guide and a card that he probably knows is a set Sangan. But fortunately, he plays into Max C. We will certainly play Max C right here. And now he's probably going to feel pressure to stop. We draw a dead Tour Guide. That happens with this deck because you're milling. And then we hit the new set with the MST. Okay, so we're probably going to want to clear this bulb so that he has to use the bulb effect to make a play. We lead on Chaos Sorcerer, and this is another frustrating thing about this deck. You get hit with side deck cards that aren't even meant for you. The Blackhorn like hurts so bad. People side it for like that Cats at Chaos deck and for Plants too. But it hurts you so bad because all of your good plays are inherent special summons. So that sucks, and we also cannot reborn the Sork or call the Haunted the Sork because this negated the summon. So kind of cooked us. And then we have a Sangan set. This Tour Guide is a vanilla in our hand. So yeah, situation's not great. We could summon this Tour Guide to overlay into Leviair to get an Alchemist. It's pretty neg, but it doesn't actually... It gets value out of this Tour Guide and this Tour Guide that are doing nothing. So I actually kind of understand going with that play. And then it would have cleared more of these tokens. Yeah, you know, I think it would have been fine to... Okay. If we were thinking about doing this anyways, it's definitely a better play than this. Because now we used our Sangan from the field, which sucks. Yeah, I think it would have been better to normal summon the Tour Guide, leave the Sangan on field. Because we would have kept that Sangan. It's now making our Call the Haunted chainable. And we're actually up in this exchange. He has a... Okay, we wanted to get the Raikou down. So he has a live Bulb and only one card drawing into 2. And we have Call, Reborn, and this Raikou. I think I remember how this game ends. It's pretty cool. He mills for Bulb and hits a monster. That's pretty good. Goes Formula. Obviously, we don't play Warning or anything crazy. Gets his draw. So he's getting his resources back. And then he synchros off his Formula. So this is telling me that he probably wants to make an Avarice live because that's 5. And then this is also a light. But he already had a light. Yeah, so it's an Avarice. Yep, that makes sense. And then he gets to reuse his Formula. But he did put back a Bulb that can't even use its effect this duel, which is, you know, good for us. I'm not going to look at his hand just because I'm going to try to get into the mindset that I was in this game, even though it was quite a while ago. So he just attacks into our Raikou, and we pop that Armory Arm, and we mill a Bulb. Okay, that is kind of what we want to see. Oh, but he normal summons a Thunder King. So he just cleared the way for his Thunder King right there, and then we rip into our Thunder King. Yeah, I remember what happens. So I'm going to take his Armory Arm, attach it to my Thunder King. The way you think about Armory Arm is it adds 1,000 to my monster, and then it's as if this monster's attacking direct because it'll hit it for the damage that the attack it has over it, and then it'll burn it for the attack in the graveyard. So it's like 1,000 attack over it, and then 19 burn in the graveyard. It's like this 2,900 attack monsters attacking direct. So this plays through Gores. So we just call it in the battle phase, and we have something in the graveyard. Yeah, something big enough. And that's the game. Yeah, so we won against a good player on the best deck in this format if it's not Agents. All right, here we are against Pro Storm in round 3. Pro Storm, extremely strong player. So I think I said this when I was playing against Spore in one of my other videos. It's always, great to get these reps in against really strong players. So yeah, Pro Storm is on Agents in this round. And then we open with the Glow Up Bulb, which we've been testing, and then the Jane, which is another card I don't think Pudding was playing in his build. But yeah, so turn 1, he sets. I know he's on Agents because this is a multi-day. And there's really only like 2 things that you set in Agents. You can set your Shine Ball, which is kind of weird because you'd prefer to pitch it for your Orange Light, and you can set a Sangan. So I am reasonably certain that this is a Sangan turn 1. And I remember, I have it paused right now. I don't know how long it actually took, but I remember thinking for a little while, like, okay, how hard should I fight him getting the Sangan Search? And I remember thinking, like, okay, well, technically, I could try to charge Mill of Dark and a Light so that I can make this Chaos Sork live, like normal summon like a Raikou or something, crash in, and then try to banish the Sangan. But, like, that's the only way I can deny the Sangan Search. So if you think about it, kind of not worth it. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a Sangan, but I'm also pretty sure that there's really not much I can do to deny the search since I'm not main decking Thunder King in this variation of the deck. So, kind of just have to let him have it. I search a Lila just to get the mills off. Lila's not a super high value card in this matchup, but if he searches like an Earth, for example, at least it'll mill 3 this turn, and it probably will survive the next turn. So we'll just see. At least we get our mill 3 while we have our Sork in hand. We mill a Max C, which is one of the best cards to have against him, and I only run 2, and I milled 1, so not looking good. He searches Earth off the Sangan, summon Earth, search Venus. This is typical shit. This is what Agents like to do. But he actually has the Mind Control. Obviously I don't play Agents, but I don't think that that's typical for them to main deck Agent or Mind Control. But I'm not sure. I mean, they have like 6 main deck tuners that are all great conversions, and then they play levels 2, 3, and 4, because I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know if he main decks Thunder King actually, but okay, yeah, so anyways, he grabs my Lila, which is like, it's not terrible. He like wanted to convert the Mind Control, and he already plussed off the Earth, so he's +1. But he goes into this Brio, which is really weird, because it's like, you're not even threatening that close to lethal, and it's a naked Brio because I don't think he's going to set anything. So it's just, it struck me as very weird when he did this. I know this is a couple months ago now that this match happened, but I was just like, wow, that was so aggressive. And I'm just thinking he must have a really shit hand that he wants to get discards off of, and he wants to end the game quick. He wants to push damage. Cause he's really hoping for this to end in like a turn or 2, I feel like, for him to just stick a naked Brio like that. Obviously, it's not really playing very hard into Gores because he could bounce whatever if he needed to. I mean, it'd be pretty neg. So he's hoping for no Gores, but yeah, maybe he saw one Trag milled and just said, I want to try to end the game right now. But yeah, so he makes this very aggressive play, and I do have to do something into it. So I have the 1-card answer with the Chaos Sork, and then I have the Bulb also that can do something. I could even Reborn the Trag if I wanted to and attack over it. But right now, I don't remember this match because this is so long ago. I've been wanting to record this video for a while. But anyways, I just slammed the Chaos Sork because this is a 1-card answer, and I have the Reborn follow-up. So if he were to have the Orange Light, which I think he might, I'll Reborn and I'll do it again. And he does have the Orange Light. He pitches a Shine Ball. This is why I was saying I doubt that he would set a Shine Ball. Yeah, this match is quite a while ago, so I don't really remember everything. For any of this tournament, I've just been wanting to make this, to review this tournament and just not been able to. But yeah, we go Reborn, grab Sork, do it again. Sticking a Sork now that I'm going to be up a card is awesome, but he just says, I'll do it again. So he opened double Orange Light, double Shine Ball. That puts him over 4 fairies. And we know, and this is kind of funny because we know that the Venus is in his hand because he searched it. So his hand is Venus +1, which is like, it's not that great. But I burned my extension, so I have 4 normal summons, or 3 normal summons and a hand trap in my hand. So he did get the pressure he wanted, and if he can stick something, I mean, he probably isn't threatening that lethal next turn, but he could put me in a bind. And look, he gets value out of this MST that normally wouldn't have much value, any value in this matchup. I do main deck like Call the Haunted and Dust Shoot, so like it can do something, but like it's really low value in this matchup, and he gets to pitch it for Brio. And then, oh yeah, so we Veiler this because we want to get our Bulb in the graveyard because we want to threaten Catastrophe, which is great into this deck. And another thing I meant to say this earlier. Another thing that this Sork does is if we rip like a Tour Guide, it sets up banished cards for the Tour Guide and the Alchemist. So we already set up our Alchemist. It can float into that Tour Guide, and then we rip the Tour Guide anyways. This format has 3 Tour Guides, but pretty nice. So yeah, so now we can just go into a Leviair to clear this guy and a Catastrophe to clear this guy because of the Bulb. This is why I kind of wanted to try Bulb, but you saw that it wasn't as valuable in this deck because I just normal summoned it, or I set it, I guess. But like, you really want to get it to the graveyard as like a payoff for your mill cards, and it's not as strong in the hand. But it converts with Chaos Sork like really well if I play Arcanite. I don't remember if I have it in this deck or not. But yeah, so we just go into the Catastrophe Leviair. This is gonna put him on, 1 card and a draw versus 2 threatening monsters. Leviair's not that threatening, but okay, he has Jupiter. That will clear the Leviair. It's not good enough to clear the Catastrophe, but it actually will put him to 5 again. Yeah, 5. So he's getting close to turning the Christia alive if he has one. Okay. Rip the Sangan. So here, I could just, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go. I mean, I could Alchemist, banish top, and crash the Alchemist if I wanted to, but I don't even need to do that. I could just leave the Alchemist floating, or I think what I do is I just. So I'm fearing a couple cards. It's just really just Dark Hole, Hyperion, and Gores. So I didn't want to make a push right away. Wanted to have monsters while I was attacking directly, so that a Catastrophe could at least clear the Gores token, because I'm kind of in a bind. But oh yeah, you see, right after I set the Sangan, I draw the Allure. You already know. And then my Alchemist mills and hits the recharge. You already know that's what we do. Let's go. But yeah, I'm just pushing damage now because this Alchemist is floating and the Sangan is floating. This Alchemist floats into a Tour Guide, which is crazy. And then the Sangan floats into whatever I want, which is probably going to be, I mean, it might be a Tour Guide. It might be could be like a Veiler or a Maxi as well. Probably a Veiler, honestly. Because the ways that he can clear this is like Dark Hole, Hyperion, and Dark Hole, Hyperion, and BLS. Yep. But yeah, so we're just pushing damage a little bit. These are floating really well. And then, what do you know? Comes down with the BLS. Not great. But yeah, he has to banish this Catastrophe because it is a light monster. So here, so the cool thing about Sangan is it can search Honest. So actually, I don't think I do this, but I'm pretty sure I play this recharge if I remember correctly. But actually, technically, I could just normal summon this Jane, flip summon this Sangan. I'm at 3,300, so. And do I know he has a Venus in his hand? No, I don't think I know any cards in his hand. But yeah, technically, I could normal summon Jane, flip summon Sangan, crash 21. 34. No, I have to mill with Alchemist. So I actually have to mill with the Alchemist. So I could banish with Alchemist, make sure that I don't banish the Honest with the Alchemist effect. And then I could, as long as I don't banish the Honest, I could crash the Sangan into BLS and then attack over BLS with whatever Jane Alchemist, doesn't matter, with Prio and damage calc, and then I could attack directly for game through Gore's Trag. But I fire this off. I don't think that's the right play, but I find a Plague Spreader anyways. At least I don't banish this with a lure. At least I have the wherewithal to just make this play with a Librarian. It's the same thing. I get the Honest. Now there's going to be 18 plus 24, and he can't play through it with Honest. He could play through that with Herald of Orange Light, actually, because he could negate the Honest effect. But, you know, that was his only out to that. So we get the game. And then we open with Mind Crush in our opening hand. This is like a little discouraging because it's like I sided Mind Crush in this tournament and not Trap Dust Shoot, and then people Trap Dust Shoot me like the whole tournament, and I was just like, why am I playing this over Trap Dust Shoot? Like, what am I thinking? But okay, so turn one, we have Dark Hole, Rhoda. Rhoda's only targets are Jane and Freed. Freed's obviously dead right now because it's turn one. But yeah, so we just decide to throw our Jane out there. He wants to move to Calc and pitch Honest. And we can drop our Trag here, but I didn't really feel it was necessary. And he's just going to normal summon Hyperion, and that means for sure you know that he's just dropping Christia, add Honest. This is just, yeah, that's just what agents can do. So we fought for game one, and then we give up game two really easily. Kind of a bummer, but away she goes. This game we open double Trag and Gores. Weird. Dead Recharge. Call the Haunted, but hey, we have the Thunder King. So I was siding Thunder Kings in this tournament. Crazy card. Yeah, we just stick the Thunder King turn one, and then Pro Storm actually has the Cyber Dragon going second. Cyber Dragon is not as common of a side deck card as it is in Edison, like not even close. Like, I think Cyber Dragon's amazing in Edison, and it's really not very used in Tengu format. But also, I think in this video earlier, I believe I had mentioned, if not, I've mentioned in other videos about Tengu format, Thunder King is just a huge nuisance in this format. He's played in like so many decks. Cyber Dragon's an okay answer to Thunder King. I mean, it looked fine right there. It was a 1-for-1 trade. But yeah, anyways, he goes Tour Guide into Sangan, and then he's going to attack, and we drop the Trag here. We have Gores, but we have no conversion for the tiny little 1,000 attack token it would drop with it. And the Trag is going to get weaker as we use our hand, and the Gores will still be stronger later in the game. So I chose to drop the Trag here, and he hits my Trag with a Soul Taker. Looks like he spent his time thinking about whether or not he wanted to do that Soul Taker, so he must not have been too excited about it. But that was all I had going on. So I draw into a Freed with 1 Light Engrave, Recharge is dead. So I kind of got nothing going on now. We set the Call to Haunted. Technically this card conflicts with Gores, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it because unless I synchro off the material or it gets banished or something, the Call to Haunted will leave. Yeah, I just think it's worth it. And then he sacks 2 for Christia. This is really, really rough. This is a part of what makes Christia so crazy in this format. First of all, this format is a lot. Most decks rely much more on special summoning than in Edison format. And second of all, you have cards like Tour Guide and Venus that can just get tribute fodder for free for the Christia. And yeah, he just gets to stick his Christia, and we have like 1 turn to find an answer, and he'll probably kill us in like 2 turns or something. So we find the Recharge, and even if this doesn't find us a good answer, it will put 2 lights in the graveyard for Freed, which the whole point of Freed in this deck was to be a 1-card answer to things like Christia. Not just Christia, but like just a 1-card answer to kill things like Thunder King or a Synchro Monster in Plants or BLS or whatever. You know, Freed is just, I think he's a cool card. So anyways, we banish 2 for Freed, and we choose to leave the We choose to leave the Thunder King in the graveyard because we have Call of the Haunted. So Thunder King, I really enjoy in decks, especially when you play Call of the Haunted. I don't know if it's super common to use him in combination with Call of the Haunted, but basically, if you just stick a Thunder King with a Call of the Haunted behind it, you're kind of forcing your opponent to find an answer for the Thunder King, and oftentimes that forces them to go neg because they have to force out the Thunder King negate. And then it's now a chainable, what's that card called? Mistake or something? Where you don't allow them to search their deck. So if you chain Thunder King to something like Duality or something like Emergency Call or Rhoda or whatever, it will... The effect to search will not resolve, obviously, because Thunder King is face up with his continuous effect. So I love doing that. Also, you can make your opponent commit and then put the Thunder King on, and now you have the effect, the tribute to negate a special summon, inherent special summon. So, anyways, yeah, I like this card a lot with Call of the Haunted, and that's why we banished the 2 Lilas. Also, Tour Guide into Leviair, grab Lila, can pop a back row, which is just nice to have available to us. But yeah, that's why I left the Thunder King banished. Also, I didn't want him to Leviair take my Thunder King because we have inherent special summons that are really important. Like these 2 cards that we drew in the face of the Christia are both special. Like all 4 of these cards special summon, so I really needed an answer to this Christia. Okay, so Freed gets in there. Also, he tribute summoned for the Christia, so he drew it dead right there. So we know he has a Christia in his hand. He normal summons the Earth, and then I chain my Call of the Haunted, just like I was talking about. Now this Earth effect is going to fizzle, and it felt like he needed that. You know, now he just stuck a 1000 vanilla. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. And we stick the Thunder King that's going to negate an inherent special summon. He actually has the Reborn. That was the other card besides the Christia. So that's quite good, because now this Cyber Dragon's going to clear Thunder King again. I shouldn't have even hit him with a thumbs up because I forgot I knew his hand is Christia, but yeah. Oh, I guess if you wanted to book, I don't know. So my Gorz is live again. I don't have 2 lights for my free to just pop this Cyber Dragon. That would have been awesome if I could. But yeah, so our options. We have, obviously, Gorz Trag can't come down. I could have dropped the Trag last turn, and you know, that actually wouldn't have been a bad idea. I wonder why I didn't. Because it's a 1-card answer to the Cyber Dragon, and then the Freed most likely clears the Earth. So that wouldn't have been a bad choice, honestly. But we didn't. So anyways, I think the thing that's looking juicy for me right now is to just go... Maybe just go Tour Guide. Yeah, Tour Guide's not bad right here. Now, here's another thing. I wonder why I did this. I must want to overlay, because summoning Sangan attack is pretty nice, because oftentimes I'll Sangan crash into the Earth, and then I get to search like a max C. That's if they Earth added a Venus, but he actually got his search denied, so we know his hand is actually just Christia, not Venus. So yeah, I just wanted to take biggest guy on board, looks like, and then just clear this Cyber Dragon. He has the Compulse, which is really, really good, and then I clear his Earth. So this is unfortunate. He still has biggest guy on board. So yep, I overcommit a little bit, you could say. I wouldn't even call it an overcommitment. I mean, because we did summon into that back row, but Call the Haunted was a fine answer. So we did kind of play into that back row, because we summoned and attacked into it. So then you start thinking this is a Call the Haunted. But anyways, or it could be a... No, it wouldn't have been an MST, because we had our Thunder King up with it. But anyways, we just want to clear the board, because after this, he's going to have his 1 back row and a dead Christia. So we just chose to take the field, and it ended up being the worst possible scenario, which is a Torrential Tribute. But even this it's not good. I'm not going to lie, it's not good. But it's not that bad, because he has a dead Christia and then top deck whatever he top decks. And what he top decked was a Venus, which is really, really good. I think that's about as good as it could have possibly gotten, because this Venus can get all of his Shine Balls out of his deck and put him in a situation where he's about to be on 4 fairies. So very, very rough for us. Now this was a little weird. He decided to attack in with this Shine Ball for 500 damage, which I don't really agree with. I just feel like this is so low value to do this. And he gives us a chance to drop our gores, so we're just going to drop gores right on the first attack because I couldn't believe he even attacked with one. I definitely didn't think he was going to attack with more than one. So yeah, we definitely take that. But he is set up to be able to... No, but we draw into a normal summon. So now we can kill this Venus. We can kill this Venus and kill this Shine Ball so that he at least can't tribute summon the Christia. But it's still... Actually, yeah, no, we're in a fine position. Even though he top decked this Venus, we're in a fine position. So we... Alchemist Banish Charge, you already know. And then we Gores hit over this Venus. And then we're going to clear this. Even though we whiffed on the Alchemist, which is what we do, baby, we still are floating. So we can float into like a Thunder King. But he did go to 3 fairies. So if he top decks another fairy that he can just normal summon crash, he will be able to drop this Christia with effect after that top deck Venus. And he does. He rips into the orange light. And yeah. Now his Christia is going to come down. So now his Christia comes down. We at least have the Raikou as the answer, but with it coming down with effect, with 4 fairies, it's threatening to continue to come down. And it came down next to a Gotchi, so it's boosted. So not good for the good guys. We draw into Heavy Storm. I don't know how I feel about even having Heavy Storm in, especially going first. I don't know if that's the right play. I generally side Heavy Storm out in matchups like this. Obviously, it wasn't dead this match. Like we saw, he had a couple traps. Yeah, but yeah, if anything, I usually like to keep in MST. So I don't know why I had this, but that's okay. So yeah, we're in a horrible position because even if we were to like try to set this Raikou to clear the Christia, it is just going to come right back down. And I don't remember what he added. We can just check. Yeah, he added an Earth. Okay. Not good because this Earth can go into that Jupiter, which will continue to make his Christie alive. Jupiter, I don't know why it's not played because it's actually kind of good. It can normal summon to 26. It's an agent, like controls the graveyard, sets up Tour Guide. I don't know. Sounds kind of good, but okay. So yeah, he goes Earth, search Jupiter. Sorry. And I think he has 4 in grave. Yep. So we're in a horrible position. He attacks over my Gores. And then he'll probably attack over my Alchemist. Alchemist will probably float into the Thunder King to at least kill one of these, but we're still just in such a rough position. We draw into a Lure. That's nice because this Trag is not doing shit. And then we draw into MST. So I don't really think I needed both of these in. Yeah, I think this is a miss side. To miss the Heavy Storm. I've done this before in tournament, like in real life tournament. I've been like against Frogs in Edison format and been like, what the fuck? Why is this here? But I generally do side out Heavy Storm into these matchups, so I was surprised to see this. Okay, so we summon down the Thunder King. This will take a little bit of pressure off us, but it's really, really not great. And we'll hit that Earth. So he'll go to 5, but again, he can normal summon the Jupiter, and the Jupiter can clear the Thunder King, and it'll put him to 4 fairies. So if I were to flip Raikou, pop the Christia, it just comes right back down on his turn. Unless I can kill this Gotchi. Or his Jupiter or something. Okay, so he's thinking I set a Trooper, you fucking wish. He brings down the Jupiter. It's 28 because of the Gotchi, and it's going to hit over my Thunder King. I'm trying to scare him a little bit. Ask about prio and damage calc. I do this all the time just because I think you should, honestly. It's not just me like messing around. I think you should ask. But people get annoyed. It's okay. I'm not upset by it. So he swings into the Raikou. I pop the Christia, but like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I pop Christia, but this is like my last chance to do anything. I need to top deck right here or I lose. So, yeah, I'm kind of fucked. Boom! Let's go. Dark Hole. Let's fucking go. So, I ripped Dark Hole. I got nothing to say. It's fucking crazy. Crazy top deck. Yeah, I remember top decking that and being pretty fired up about it. I probably shuffle my hand so he doesn't know I'm fucking lucky, but he I mean he would have known. He goes Tour Guide, I Veiler. So we're very low and we have nothing because we have two cards that maybe shouldn't be in. Maybe only one of these at most should have been in. But his Christie is dead. So, you know, all he has is a Tour Guide. Technically, I don't know. He's not going to kill me next turn, maybe. I don't know. And he redrew the dead Christia. Oh, but actually, he's about he's about to tribute summon it again. So I have to top deck again right here. And we rip BLS. Let's go. Like, crazy. And I'm geeking right here. Because it's usually me on the other side of the table dealing with this stupid ass card. But yeah, I just rip Dark Hole into BLS. Crazy. Justice. We put him down to 100. And yeah, insane top decks. And I just flip over the heavy and that's game. So really, really lucky game. Yeah, I got nothing to say. The deck performed fine. The Christia pressure is a lot. I do side a lot of cards to deal with Christia. But yeah, we got pretty lucky at the end, honestly. All right, here's round 4. Yeah, round 4. So pretty fired up. I'm undefeated so far, and I went up against the best decks. I went up against Agents, Plants, and I don't remember. But I did go up against strong decks, strong players. So yeah, probably lose dice again. Yep, you already know we lost dice again. And we open the Plague, Dead Recharge, Trag. It's okay, we'll get through this. So he just goes Tour Guide and Sangan. He's just going to sit here. Another example of would be nice to be maining Thunder King, but he probably would have taken it anyways. He actually takes our only playable card. So he goes first, opens Dust Shoot. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it. But yeah, we have no playable cards. I guess we could have normal summoned Honest, cleared this Tour Guide. I mean, actually not a bad play. So yeah, that probably would have been smart. Man, I catch a lot of stuff in these replay reviews. That's not a good look. But yeah, probably. Sometimes I get discouraged with bullshit openings like this, so maybe I was just discouraged. But yeah, we bring down the Trag that he knew about, which let me stop and talk about this. So he played into the Trag that he knew about, knowing that if I did, it would come down. Oh, maybe I didn't want to get I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to get my Honest killed and then my Trag wouldn't be big enough to... I don't know. I think I probably should have normal summoned Honest last turn. And then also, I don't like summoning Trag in these situations where they know about it and play into it, because you're just assuming that your opponent is dog shit, because he knows about the Trag, he attacked in, so I was doing this expecting he probably has an answer for this, but I need to get the Chaos Orc in my hand live anyways, and I need to take the field because I can't just take hits. I'm going to die in 2 turns. So I do drop the Trag, and he does have an answer for it. He mind cons it. He'll probably, oh, did he say misclick? Yeah, people do this all the time. Misclick. Okay, come on. We know you didn't misclick. Let's be for real. But yeah, he makes it level 1. I'm like, okay, sure. Can we just be honest? Call it what it is. But yeah, so he makes it level 1, goes into Formula. This is not really the strongest use of 1-for-1 mind control, honestly. So yeah, I mean, when I decided to drop the Trag, I was like, okay, we'll see what he's going to do. And yeah, this is not super impressive use of the 1-for-1 mind control, but he does get the draw and he does clear the Trag. So I draw another dead card, again, making me wish that I had summoned the Honest turn 1. So we just set the Honest now because we want to bring down our guy. He goes Mill. Then he goes, yeah, we know where this one's going. I think this is going to be just a Brio lethal line. Yeah. Yep. So lose dice, Dust Shoot, 1-for-1, get fucked. Yeah, tough game. So we open a live recharge this time, which is nice. Probably going to pitch the Raikou, yep, because the Jane is a good answer to Thunder King, which this deck is obsessed with. We mill the Gores, which is not good. We don't like telling our opponent we don't have it. But we also mill the Bulb, which is good. That's pretty cool. And we open Max C, and we open Soldier Boy. So, that's cool. So what do we do here? I don't remember this game, but just looking at it, our Call to Haunted is not chainable right now. We probably just want to, but we can get it live. So we probably just want to stick a light monster. Lila is actually really attractive in situations like this where it's backed up by Honest because they cannot clear it. Like, the probability of them having a way to clear Lila through Honest is pretty low. And it guarantees mill 3 this turn. It doesn't allow them to set back row their turn, and then it's almost guaranteed to mill 3 more your turn as well. So it makes this Call to Haunted stronger and this BLS stronger. It makes like tour guides that you would draw into stronger. So yeah, yep, I just stick the Lila. I think that makes sense. We mill to a spell and a trap, but it's okay. And then a Chaos Orc, so 3 bad mills, but technically this Chaos Orc could be a good mill if we find a Dimensional Alchemist, which is what, like, kind of the point of this deck is to just float well with Dimensional Alchemist. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He normal summons Tengu, so this would be pretty nice for him because he would just go plus, clear my Lila, and then set up, you know, 1 monster in his grave towards an Avarice. But yeah, I just pitched the Honest because I don't want him to be able to set back row this turn, even though it's not the most value out of the Honest. And look at that. We find Soldier Boy. So this is pretty nice. I don't really like sticking BLS in non-lethal situations, but I think it's kind of good pressure at this point. So we have a couple options. We can bulb into like a Librarian. We could like bulb into a Librarian. Honestly, I kind of like BLS here because I do have Call to Haunted. Not saying it'll guarantee get the BLS back, but it could. I do have Alchemist, so I could go BLS, banish like Honest, Chaos Orc, normal summon Alchemist, and then I'm floating the Alchemist into those crazy powerful cards. I've set my Call of the Haunted. Oh, maybe I don't want to set the Call of the Haunted. I don't know. I could set the Call of the Haunted. It's not chainable right now. But yeah, I kind of like sticking the BLS, honestly. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Because I can't just sit forever because, I mean, I do have Max C, but he's probably going to... Oh my god, I think I do remember this game. Is this another game I play like shit with the Max C? I really hope it's not. Oh, it's so stupid when I do things like this where I just like attack into a Tengu that's going to summon 1 and then Max C. I really hope I don't do it because he can't come back against me without oh my god, I gotta stop doing this, dude. It's the shittiest use of the Max C. I'm gonna go 1 for 1 when it's the best card against his deck. So silly. I have got to stop doing this. But yeah, we'll push for almost lethal right here. This was really dumb. And then I give him a potentially really strong Gores, but he doesn't have it. But yeah, I mean, this is so frustrating. Because, like, if I didn't Max C, what does he have that can come back next turn into Max C? And I float with Alchemist, and I have a Call to Haunted down. I would be drawing into Tour Guide because I wouldn't have pitched the Max C. Like, so silly. Okay. Looks like I sided into Lance. This probably looks kind of weird, but enemy controller in this plant deck is actually very, very hard to play around and powerful. So that's what I sided for. They also play like Mirror Force, and it's an answer to Thunder King. It's like an okay card. I kind of like it. It's not the strongest answer, but anyways, he goes Tour Guide into Leviair. He wants to get a level 4, it looks like, so he must have 1 for 1. But look at this. Why didn't I have the Max C for the Tour Guide normal summon? Oh, he doesn't want my Alchemist to float into Honest. But yeah, very, very bad use of my Max C. And then he sets 2. After clearing the Lila, I draw Sork. So my hand is very strong. I could have end phased, grabbed my Lila back without playing into Torrential right there, which would have been fine. But I'm probably going to win if he Torrentials because I have lethal in my hand. I banish my Honest back, so it's the Alchemist is floating into it again. So right here, when he maxed seed, I knew he was trying to make the Alchemist miss timing, and I was considering chaining Call of the Haunted because he can't respond to Call of the Haunted on Chainlink 2, but I was expecting it to be a Mirror Force, which is why I didn't do it. But I could have done that and gotten a Sangan with my I'm sorry, a Maxi with my Sangan, but I just want to use it to push. So I'm probably just gonna Call the Haunted back to BLS. Yep. Yeah. So that's game. So again, not the greatest play from me, specifically with Max C. It's just so silly that I don't get more value out of that card. But anyways, we take the win. We drew BLS. We played okay. So this game we have one answer to Thunder King right here, another answer to Thunder King right here, another answer to Thunder King right here, another answer to Thunder King right here. So that's what I like about these cards because Thunder King is such a nuisance in this format. That's why I play the Trooper. That's why I play the Jane. It's a nice thing about the Raikou. It's not necessarily why I play it. But yeah, I remember thinking I played this one a little weird. So I have a couple options here. First of all, I obviously have the Recharge that can pitch one of these and draw two. So Raikou is a little worse going second. It's a cleaner answer to big monsters. But Jane is a weaker card in general. It's only good into Thunder King, and I already have the card Trooper that's much better into Thunder King. So I'm guessing I'm going to pitch the Jane. Yep. And we draw into Tour Guide, which is excellent because I have a Chaos Sorcerer that's live. So, I mean, I don't remember what I do this game, but I do prefer leading with my weaker card. And I have Forbidden Land, so I probably feel a little safe. But yeah, the Mind Control is looking a little suspect right now. But anyways, Chaos, banish 2 for Chaos Sorc. Banish this Leviair. Looks pretty good to me, especially with Lance in hand. And then my Tour Guide Normal Summon is very good. That's what I would do. Let's see if I did do it. Nope. What is this? What the fuck is this? Okay. I don't understand that one. This was a good Thunder King answer if you normal summon Thunder King. I would have preferred if... And then I'm going to attack over Lance. Yeah. I don't like that one. Okay. I just chose to float with the Card Trooper and hold the Chaos Sorc, but that was a really easy way to get my Chaos Sorc down. And then Tour Guide float into Sangan. So I don't agree with that one, but you know, that's why we do this review. And then there's the Thunder King. Yep. That's why you hold your Trooper that's why you play Trooper specifically for this card. And now the Chaos Sorc has to come down into a Thunder King. So, yep, that was very bad. Okay, we draw into the Gores, so we get bailed out. But also, we can just set the Raikou, honestly. And then if you... Oh, Phil, what are we doing? Oh, my God. Wow. Okay. I have no words. That was the best card in my hand, so I don't understand just putting it out there for his Thunder King. I guess I wanted to make my Tour Guide live, and then I'm floating into BLS if I find an Alchemist, but that was pretty stupid. Okay, so then we're going to go Tour Guide effect, and he has a warning. So we baited everything out, and now the Gores will get down safe, but sticking the Sorc out there. So I guess the Sorc would have gotten warninged last turn. I mean, it doesn't... So I try not to be results-oriented in the way that, like, oh, well, it wouldn't have worked anyways. Like, watching this back, I see that I made an objectively bad play. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But the Sorc actually would not have gotten down even with Lance. So the Lance actually did get solid value there just because his only trap that we've seen was a spell speed 3 trap. It's possible he's holding traps with a Gores or something, but, you know, the deck doesn't play a ton of traps. But anyways, not getting the Sorc down before he puts a Thunder King, not holding the Trooper for his Thunder King, bad. Because the Sorc wouldn't have made it down, but the Trooper wouldn't have made it down in front of the Thunder King either. I guess if the Sorc burned the warning, I don't know. It was, yeah, pretty ugly. So he goes 1-for-1 into Valor, which tells us that he has Spore in his hand, right? Should we just look? Yep, he has Spore in his hand, and he did have Gores. Okay, well maybe he drew into it. I don't know, but We knew he had Spore in his hand when he went 1 for 1 for. Oh, and I even put it in the chat. That's funny. So I just tell myself, this is just a reminder to myself that he has Spore in hand. Oh, and then I'm guessing that he might have Avarice because he's trying to make an aggressive play to get up to 5 monsters. This is probably annoying for me to do with, in front of. I don't mean to be annoying when I do this, but he might not like that. I don't know. But yeah, so he went Bulb Effect right there. Kind of unnecessary, but he's probably doing it so that he can get use out of his Spore if he needs to banish the bulb. He wants to use the bulb first before he banishes it, I guess. Or I guess he was just, he was just trying to hit a Dandelion because he was going to synchro with both. Okay, so he goes 5/5. And then I Veiler so that he cannot get a draw. And now here, I actually think I should have just dropped the Gores right there. I hold the Gores because he doesn't have lethal. He has 46. But going to 200 is almost guaranteeing that I'm going to lose. I don't think I should have dropped the Gores with the token. I think I should have just dropped it on the first attack with no token and saved myself 4,600 damage. Another bad play on my part. Okay, we draw into the Alchemist. Now, this is kind of nice because I can get the BLS. Man, I wonder how this goes. Okay, so I can... Did he use all of his Tengus? I know he has a Spore in his hand, so I can't leave any monsters on the field. I wonder what happens. Okay, so... And I do it. Oh, I have a Plague Engrave too? Oh, man. Okay, I haven't watched this in a really long time because I'm a bit of a bitch when I lose tournament matches. I hate watching it back, but you really should. So, okay, let's think. Because I have a Plague in my graveyard. Okay, so these are 4 and 5. So and I have Mind Control. So if I do a Plague play, I can do 5-2 or 4-2. So that's that is 6. So I could synchro 6, which could be a Brio, but I only have 1 card left in hand after that, or an Orient and banish one of these. I could synchro 7, which would be a, Black Rose is not great here. Oh man, if I had an Arcanite Magician in my extra deck, I could take this, and then he wouldn't get the draw for the sync, and go Arcanite, pop 2, and then attack for, or I could even hold one of the tokens, or the counters in case of Gores. Oh man, if I had an Arcanite Magician in my extra deck, I could go into Arcanite, and then normal summon the Alchemist, so that I can crash it into floating into BLS. So if I went normal summon Alchemist, top deck for Plague, and then banish the top deck so that I don't draw into the Raikou, and then Mind Control, take the Librarian, Synchro Plague Librarian into Arcanite, crash my Alchemist into this Cataster, get BLS, and then attack over this Tengu, and then attack direct 24. That's 34. So he would go down to 24. He would have to drop Gores right there. He has Gores, right? And I knew about the Spore, yeah. And then I have BLS and Arcanite Magician. So I could have even... I can't really summon the Arcanite Magician in attack position, but I could clear the Gores, and then he would be top decking with just Spore in hand. Oh man, that is so much better. Okay, but I don't have Arcanite Magician, so I could just I could take this Librarian and then top deck for Plague, and then normal summon Raikou, And top decking Alchemist for Plague is a fine draw next turn, actually. So I could normal summon Reiko, mind control this Librarian, top deck for Plague, synchro 9, and I would make a Trishula, and then I have a 50-50 of hitting the Gores, and then Trishula is 1,000, plus 27 is 37, plus 24 is 61. I'm 100% sure I don't do any of that. Let's see what I do. And then I let him draw. So what would he have drawn? Oh, he would have drawn Dark Hole. Wow. But Trishula gives me a 50-50 to win the game. So Trishula gives me a 50-50, and if I miss, then he draws Dark Hole and then Spore normal summon for game. So I would have had a 50% chance of winning right there. But yeah, Gores is just game. Wow. Yeah, you know, that's fine though to lose games that I didn't play my best, because it's better when the games you win you played well and the games you lose there was room for improvement, you know. But yeah, frustrating loss, you know, but not my best play. So we'll just go on to round 5. We're 3-1 now. Okay, round 5, and this guy literally plays nothing but agents, so wonder what we'll be playing against again. Spoiler, he is playing agents. All right, we won't show his hand. Yeah, so we open Gore's Trag, this Bulb that we've been testing that's been okay, and Lila. So, you know, can't complain when you open Gore's. He wins dice again. You already know we never win dice. Opens Earth, could be worse. Could have opened Venus. But yeah, so, okay. I don't remember what happens, but I really hope that I go normal summon Tour Guide, special summon Sangan, crash into the Venus, search Maxi, because that's really what you should do in this situation. Let's see. Okay, we started off well. Okay, cool. we didn't fuck up. That's great. We'll tack in. And I don't know what variant of agency's playing. It's very possible that this is a Call the Haunted. Okay, I'm thinking about... Okay, this is a dilemma I'm always faced with. Do you max C on the first ball? So I never see people max C on the second ball. And I kind of understand why. But it's not that simple, I don't think. I haven't really talked with too many people about this, so I don't know everyone's opinion on this, but let's say you max C on the first ball. They probably are not going Gotchi, which is nice. We kind of don't want to let them go Gotchi. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody barged into my room. But yeah, so I was just talking about this Maxi dilemma into Venus. Okay, so jumping back into it. Yeah, so I think that most replays that I watch, people just slam the Maxi down on the first Shine Ball summon. And another caveat of this situation is that I searched the Max C off of Sangan, so he knows that I have Max C when he went for this Venus play. So I don't remember how this match goes, so I don't remember if I Max C on the first Shine Ball, but that probably would encourage me to Max C on the first Shine Ball. But the fact that I'm thinking on this makes me wonder if maybe I didn't. But anyways, the discussion on Max C on Venus. If you Max C on the first Shine Ball, they're probably not going Gotchi. And their Venus later in the game can go Gotchi, because even if I clear their Venus and their Shine Ball, they're very, very probable to find another Venus, because they play 2 more Earth and 2 more Venus. It's 4 cards. It's an eighth of their deck, 12.5% of their draws, assuming they haven't drawn one already. And then you'll have to deal with the Gotchi. But if you Max C on the second Shine Ball, now you go 1 for 1 with the Max C on the second Shine Ball, and then it makes them going Gotchi so much more enticing, because yes, you'll get a second draw. So you see 3 new cards before you go into your next turn, and you go +1 with the Max C. But most decks don't have a way a simple way outside of BLS to just clear the gotchi for free. So you're usually spending cards to clear the gotchi, and you are giving them you're making their draws better because you're taking the garnets out of their deck, and then also you are setting up their Christia, you're setting up their Hyperion to pop cards. So I think in this situation I should definitely Maxi on the first Shine Ball, especially because he knows about the Maxi, but I have a feeling, yeah, I don't. Yep, okay. I don't really agree with that. I'll do it on the second one. So I think the reason why I did this is because if he stops here and he doesn't go gotchi, I will be able to clear both Shine Balls and he will not be able to go gotchi this game. And that's what he does. But again, like I think most people max C on the first Shine Ball, and I think that there's an argument to not do that. But whatever. I don't know if it's like the sexiest topic, really. But okay, anyways, we hit charge. We're running out of targets in the deck, so we probably just want to fire this, even though it's not great to just do it when you don't really need the card. And then see, we mill a Raikou, so now we were down to like 1 or 2 targets left in the deck. I think at this point I'm 2-2-2, so maybe there were 3 targets left in the deck. Yeah, I think there were 3. But we're gonna grab the Raikou because again, what I'm always thinking about with a deck like this into this matchup. Where is my Christia answer? I don't have one, so I did feel the need to search Raikou there. My Trag is 3,000, which makes Christia less threatening, but I actually probably want to bring something down to clear multiple monsters, which makes my Trag weaker. Oh, but it's not even going to clear multiple monsters. Oh, and he's got the Econ. Pretty annoying, but I should still be able to clear this. Oh no, because I used the Lila effect. Oh man, and I don't play Call the Haunted. Okay, hold on. I don't play Call of the Haunted. And I had Alchemist. I don't like leaving this Venus. I feel like I could have... I don't know if I needed to start with the Lila, because do they play Mirror Force? Not really. I probably could have Lila'd into this Venus and Tragged in. And then I would have had a higher probability of clearing this Venus. And then also I could even, because I Lila'd in main phase, I could even have called a Haunted, grabbed my Alchemist. Now, we've already seen that Alchemist treats me really bad, so I probably was going to mill a Recharge, because that's just what I do. Oh, actually, we know what I would have milled a Reborn. Yeah, that's, you already know. But then still, I could crash into this Venus and probably clear it and not let him go gotchi. At least I'm going to get my Trag back, but it's 24, which is not as good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was it. I also have the Bulb in hand, so technically I could sync off the Trag, but you really don't want to do that because a 24 or 3,000 Trag, I mean, I thought, yeah, I don't know. I do think the better play is to attack with the Lila, I will say. Force a back row, like what was this? Book, yeah. I mean, I guess I still wouldn't have gotten through, but I would have forced more action. And then he gets his gotchi anyways. Very, very exciting gameplay from Agents. Venus into gotchi. Top tier. Okay, so Trag is 3k now. So this is a nice thing about Trag. It's so non-committal, and it's actually very threatening still. So I definitely feel comfortable just turning this Trag to attack position and killing this Venus. I summon the Jane. I don't understand why I did this. I must just want to be getting aggressive, so I'm going to clear his gotchi, but I'm going to put him to 4 fairies. Okay, I just wanted to do something offensive, but now my Trag is smaller than his Trag. Yeah, I don't see why I need to summon this Jane. I have a Gorz in hand, I have a Call the Haunted backing it up, and my Trag was 3k. Okay, I call, and he chains max C, so he'll get 1 draw, but at least this freed is pretty good value. I didn't need to do this in the battle phase, actually. There's no reason to do this in the battle phase because this Freed isn't big enough. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm going to Freed and pop the Trag, I'm sure, which is not bad, honestly. It does give him Light and Dark, and we've seen how this deck draws, so... Oh, here I'm considering overlaying it to Steel Swarm Roach, but I think I'm under max C, and then there's just... I think I might have forgotten I was under max C, because I remember commenting on this after the game. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Steel Swarm Roach is so good in theory, and in practice, it just gets cleared for me all the time. Like, his deck doesn't actually have that many normal summons to clear the Steel Swarm Roach, so, you know, it maybe would have gone the distance. And then he tells me, please announce effect. Okay. So I announce effect since it seemed like he wanted to activate something on it. So I just do it just to check, and then I do nothing. I have 2 threats up that he has to deal with, and I have backup. This glow up bulb next turn can actually turn into a Trishula. It's hard 3 cards Trishula, which is not great, but it is still Trishula. Yep. Yeah, there's the Light and Dark, yeah. So this is why I was considering going Steel Swarm Roach. And this is why it's not great to make my Trag lower, but yeah, actually it's already 200 more with the Gotchi. So he gets to clear most everything, but this bulb is threatening Catastor, actually, next turn. And then here's why I was a little sussed by me summoning my Jane when I didn't need to, because it's a better pitch for recharge in case of a Christia. But anyways, BLS is actually a cool card, and we like it because we drew it now. So here we go. So this is something I like to do a lot. First of all, this sets up a Bulb Engrave for another Synchro play. It starts with the threat that I'm less committed to. So I start with the Catastor to check back row because I don't need this Catastor to go through. He has the book. And then I drop the BLS. And I'm going to banish his BLS. He thinks like he has Orange Light, but he doesn't Orange Light, which means he definitely does not have Orange Light. Okay, he had Orange Light. But, yeah, he has Dark Hole and Hyperion. So Hyperion just clears this board, actually, on its own. But he leads with Dark Hole. And then he drops Hyperion. And we're going to drop Gores right here, I'm sure. And he Orange Lights. This is actually... the much smarter play, because if he were to try to just pop it with Hyperion, first of all, I can still crash and clear the Hyperion, and second of all, I have the Veiler. But we rip into the Sork, which is amazing, because we were dead right there. I'll banish his Hyperion. He used everything in his hand, so he's got nothing now. Unfortunately, this is a situation where I feel like I really just have to normal summon the Jane and swing, but I don't want to swing direct with Chaos Sork, because then I lose to Gores. If I normal summoned that turn. So I'm just going to hold the Veiler. And then look at this. I'm rewarded for not normal summoning the Jane. We find a Tour Guide. It's probably dead. So we have Tour Guide, Sangan. Okay, so this Tour Guide's actually live. And the banished cards are pretty nice for Leviair, because we have Freed in there. So we have some options. So we could normal summon Veiler to Black Rose, which is pretty weak. I think the best play is to just hold our Veiler Sork and just lead with Tour Guide into a Leviair and just apply pressure that way. So he allows us to go Tour Guide here. And we're going to go Leviair. And then I guess we will go into Freed, since Honest doesn't do anything right now. And this is just meant to apply some pressure. I'm playing around Mirror Force. I don't know if they play Mirror Force, so I don't know if this is really necessary, honestly. Yeah, I don't think they even play Mirror Force. And he set a card, so he's not threatening... He's not threatening Trag. So I think I could have gotten in for 23 more right there. But I think he's going to die the same way anyways. He's burned Dark Hole. He's burned BLS. He's burned one of the Hyperions. He could... Yeah, he's over for Christia, and he searched, what, a tour guide, I believe? Which I have the... Yeah, he had a tour guide. I have the Veiler for this. So I'll Veiler this. And then he must have drawn into a fairy. That's crazy. For the orange light. Yeah, so not good. Not good. But he can't clear both my Sork and my Freed. So he hits the Freed. I'm going to go Trag. I wonder why. Probably because is there a banished tuner? Well, Trag can overlay into something. I can go into a Leviathan of my own, for example. So that's a fine Trag. I'm not going to get another chance. So I use my Sork. Oh, I have Bulb. Yeah, I go Trag level 7. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay. Game 2. So yeah, we have the Soul Takers coming in because we don't want to lose to Christia. Okay, he's on the Upstart technology. I get that, to delay your draws so you don't draw the... If you have Venus, you can like pay for Venus, special the Shine Balls, and then draw so that you have your deck thinned out so you don't draw into the Shine Balls. You just give yourself a chance to delay it. I don't know how the math works out, if it's worth it or not. I don't know. Okay, so we turn 1. Turn 1 set Raikou. I must feel comfortable setting the Raikou because I have the Soul Taker in my hand and I just want to get some mills down so I can push with this BLS because I have Reborn BLS in my hand and Lila to clear the way. I think that's fine. I don't think it's particularly great. So he's going to set another one, which this deck doesn't really set that much. We saw last game he had Econ Book. So his sets seem like low impact traps. And we see he's on Upstart with agents, so his sets are probably, like, his traps are probably not that real. We summon into a possible Torrential right here, which is kind of ugly, with a Raikou set, because we could have flipped the Raikou. So he's going to book, and then I'm just going to leave the Raikou set. So I must want him to think that it's a Sangan. So he's going to flip his Sangan, clear my Lila. Okay, so... Here, I do think it's fine to just go, let me think. So, I would love to deny the Sangan search because this deck has a hard time getting going if you can do stuff like that. So we have a couple options. We have Tour Guide into Sangan Crash Sangan, which gives him a search and gives me a search, which is not that great. I also... Wow. Well, we also have... So I think Raikou, flip, pop back row, see if we mill a dark, and then we could go tour guide, and then depending on what we mill, we can either go Levier plus BLS, or we can go just Leviathan, and then banish the Sangan. Let's see what we do. I hope yeah. Flip, pop back row, and it's a dust shoot. Man, that's rough. Interesting. He hits my Tour Guide, which is the only dark, but this Raikou could mill a dark, so he better hope I don't mill a dark, and I do. So he already knows about the BLS, so I probably am just going to bring it down, yeah. Cat's out of the bag. So I'm just going to BLS banish Sangan, but even this isn't safe because he can go Levier to get the BLS. So we're not in a great position. We're even on cards, but I have Reborn. But he knows... That's the thing about Dust Shoot. I've gotten Dust Shoot so many times in this tournament, and it's such a lame card. He knows all my stuff. So, in a bad position because of that. I wonder if I just summon... Yeah, so his one set was Torrential, and I summon into it. This is interesting because I didn't actually have another card to summon. So, it was pretty optimistic for him to set the Torrential, but I draw into the Sangan... And I summon into it, and he punishes me for it. So you could say that this is a really reckless normal summon. I don't think I had seen the Torrential yet. I don't remember if I creeped on this guy's replays or not. I did feel kind of safe, because Sangan obviously floats, but it risks my BLS. and now I don't want to just reborn a BLS for nothing with him. He's drawing into 6 next turn, and he has nothing on the field for me to clear with it. So it puts me in a weird position. And what is the Sangan going to search? So I could search. I mean, Tour Guide isn't even that great right now. I just normal summoned already for the turn. Max C is probably better because I want to get a fresh hand. I'd probably search Max C if I had to guess. Dimensional Alchemist. Okay. Yeah, I don't really love that. And then I'm going to reborn the BLS. Okay. So I must want this game to end really fast. I'm up game 1. And I have the Soul Taker. Yeah, that's the other thing. I have the Soul Taker, but he knows about that. Do you even get that? Does it say send to the graveyard? It's destroy. Okay, cool. Okay, so he has this. He just leaves this. He just leaves this Gores. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to play into a. Oh man. So I don't want to allure away my Gores because it's my only protection right now. Even though I'm at 9,000. I kind of want to banish this Gores because I don't want him to drop his own BLS, but that plays into Orange Light. I feel like that's what I do, honestly. Yeah, this is a really bad play because there's no way I can attack into Gores. It's way safer to just attack. Oh man, so stupid. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was a misplay because I could have just cleared the Gores by attacking, and then even if I declare the effect to attack directly again, he loses his Gores. So that's 3 cards. Now he gets to keep his Gores. I have a Dark Hole and a Gores of my own, but this is just so sloppy on my part. I have the Dark Hole. I think he knows he knows at least the Dark Hole and the Gores, I believe. So he'll swing into my Alchemist, and what do we have? Trag, which is Trag is actually probably the best ad because I have the Allure in my hand. Yeah, I don't want to allure the Gores. Okay, and we draw into Trooper, so I'm sure I'm going to allure this Trag away. And look at that, we have 2 answers to the Gores. Because we have a graveyard full of lights, and then we have 1 dark engrave as well. Now, Freed is a good answer to Christia, which is always a threat, so... And it does damage, but I think that the Sork is the better summon because it's a safe time to special summon. Oh, I summoned the Freed. Okay, I think that should have been... I think that should have been a Sork. I think that should have been a Sork. Yep, and this is what I was talking about, that Sangan is available to him still. But he'll probably go Leviathan here. No, he goes Levier. Oh yeah, because Levier is bigger than Freed. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that really should have been a Sork. And he has the BLS. Okay, well this is why I banished the Gores because of this bullshit. But yeah, he has the BLS with the Tour Guide. I was trying to avoid this with the BLS. That's why I banished the Gores, but I do think it was a mistake. Even though he had the BLS. He's going to crash Sangan. And Honest plus BLS is just crazy. So this is going to be 3,000 damage right there. And then this Chaos, this BLS is actually at 4,700. So this is game through Gore. So this is actually a really, really good play by him. Oh, it's game 2. Yeah, that was actually a really good play by him. Made possible because he saw my hand with Dust Shoot and because he had BLS with the Orange Light. But that's okay. I think he played that really well, honestly. It's just Dust Shoot is just such a lame card. Okay, so we open again with the Plague Spreader, which we're testing, which is great to test. And we open Valor, Maxi, Tour Guide is great. Allure is even fine because it makes a Tour Guide Levier play good. To banish the plague. So I think that it's totally fine to just allure this this plague away. See if we can draw into a recharge. We don't, but I think that would have been fine, honestly. And then this Alchemist is live if we just put it down and banish. I don't see a need to. I don't really even see a need to summon anything. But we probably will just go Tour Guide into Sangan. Yeah, and then just sit here. This is fine. I don't think he plays Thunder King. Okay, so we're in this situation again. I think I should do it on the first one this time. Yeah, okay. Cool, I do it on the first one because I really don't want him to overlay or continue. And he stops right there, which is what we wanted. We have ways to clear the Venus. And we keep his bricks in his deck. So this is all fine. We still have the Sangan on field, which is great. We're in a great position, I think. And then we draw into the Thunder King. We're probably going to hold that because I don't really want to summon into this. Yep. So we just go into our second floater. We mill Reborn. And we have Dark Hole in hand. So yeah, we can just clear all this. And then he goes Honest. This is a very weak play from him. I wonder if I Dark Hole him. That'd be kind of ugly. I mean, yeah, we have a fistful of monsters, but we're in a position where we can die. We have Valor. Oh, and then he end phase dust shoots us again. So annoying. And he takes our Valor. Yeah, it's so lame. Yeah, I was thinking about Dark Holing him, I'm pretty sure. Because we obviously don't want to let him. But yeah, again, this goes back to the argument around Max C on the second Shine Ball. I'm not saying I actually did agree with my decision to do on the first one, but like you see why I'm like okay with doing it on the second one. But he just had the dust shoot again. I don't remember if that was 3 games or 2 that he dust shooted us in this set. I think it was just 2. But yeah, he's going to get both of his Shine Balls, then play the Upstart. Okay, so yeah, his deck is working out really well. I mean, I think he literally plays Agents like every tournament, but like he does have a good build, and he does well with it. Has another Upstart, so this made me feel a little bit better, like I wasn't going to die right here, because he Upstarted me twice. Now this is really nasty. He's going to deny our Sangan Search, and he's going to synchro with our Plague Spreader. Now that's a little bit bad because it puts our Plague Spreader in grave and make it sit live for us. Oh no, he's going to strand it like this. Wow. Look at this. And he has the Hyperion. Look at all that. Crazy. And he dust shooted us, so he knew he had this like game. Yeah, this is game. Because it's plus 800 for each of these. So like the gotchis alone are adding 800, 1600, 2400, 3200. So just the gotchi boosts alone are doing 3200 damage right here. Which is like nuts. Yeah. I don't understand why he has DD Crow in, but teach their own. But yeah, we just get crushed. So yeah, we start off 3-0 and then we get cooked. And again, you know, we're not. I am catching so many mistakes, so there's so much room for improvement. I really do think this deck has so much potential if I can tighten up my play, get better with it. Obviously, Tengu has not been like a focus of mine lately, but yeah, I mean, I really feel like I'm competing with the best decks in the format. I went up against Agents, I don't know how many times so far, and I feel like I'm in the games, and I can. But we're catching misplays of mine every game, which is frustrating for me, but also like encouraging because I really do think that the deck can do something in this format. So we lose that one. We got sacked a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I should be playing Dust Shoot too. That's on me. But I wish my opponent didn't win dice and open it every match. All right, this is the last round of Swiss. We started off undefeated, and then we lost rounds 4 and 5. But you know, we're going up against good players, and yeah, we'll just head right into it. So this guy, I am not going to talk too much about him or his deck. It is kind of a waste of my time. He's playing Final Countdown, so I'm just going to hit fast forward, and I am not going to really talk much about the match. I'm not trying to be a dick, but this is not. At most, this is fun for one of us. It's certainly not fun for both of us, but he's playing Final Countdown. I will just let the game fast forward. He's playing really cool cards like Zero Gardena, Thunder Ruler. I'm going to try not to be a complete asshole, but he doesn't really know how to play Final Countdown at all. And this is his only deck that he plays. So I'm conflicted because like my focus with the videos that I post is always educational. Not that I'm like the professor of Yu-Gi-Oh, but like it's just what I'm really interested in is learning and getting better at the game. But I also don't even really want this guy to get better at Final Countdown because I don't act because the deck actually could, not in this format, but in like redo format where there's 3 One Day of Peace. The deck could actually be good, or like not good, but like threatening. But he has no idea how to play it. So the reason why I say he's so bad on this deck is, oh, and look at this, I misplay. I actually attacked with the Levier when he was at 27 and I had Tussle. But anyways, the reason I say he's so bad at the deck is he doesn't understand that the strongest card, there it is, the strongest card in his deck is Hope for Escape, which you want to be much lower than your opponent. That's why you play things like Upstart in addition to the deck thinning. It gets value out of the 2,000 cost for Final Countdown, all that. So he should be taking hits to get himself lower, to make his Hope for Escapes better, and he never does. He wastes his protection spells on things that he doesn't need to, and he doesn't get his life lower when he should. I think it happens this game, so I'll probably point it out when I do it. Yeah, you can tell I'm not really very focused on this match just because this is like a waste of my time. Oh, so I start clearing the field for myself a little bit. I think he ends up like, this guy, every time he loses, he calls his opponent lucky, and then he complains in the Discord channels. But yeah, he ends up saying like, oh, you're very lucky because you kept milling cards. And I was like, well, the matches that I win, I mean, the games that I win against him, I like found ways to get to Trishula and Bryanak, and I do that by getting my graveyard started. So I don't know. He wins that one, and I'm kind of getting frustrated because this match it's only 27 minutes so far. But yeah, I don't really like wasting my time on this with the limited amount of time we have for Yu-Gi-Oh! Not really how I want to spend my time, but whatever. I'm trying not to be like whiny and negative, so I'll cut it out. Here you can see I play around the Sangan, flip summon the Raikou. Oh, and then here, again, back to this subject. I attack for 19 with Thunder King, specifically because of cards like Frozen Soul and Hope for Escape, that you need to either be 2,000 less than your... Why am I pausing this? You need to either be 2,000 less than your opponent for Frozen Soul, and then he has it. And he was like, I'll take both. And I'm like, dude, no, I am not attacking with both because there's no reason to go under 2,000. And now his Frozen Soul's dead because he doesn't understand whatever. Yeah, he's in pretty losing position, honestly. He doesn't even need to Swift Scarecrow there, but I've already learned that he's going to. Because see, now his Hope for Escape is only going to draw 1 card, when if he took all those attacks, he would have drawn like 6 and probably won. I think that this is my only level 4 that I can overlay into. That's why I overlay, just so I don't mill too many cards. And I don't play these cards because I'm at risk of decking out. But I'm controlling how many how many cards I leave in my deck. And then I can also recycle my Plague Spreader because I can get it from the Banish Zone. And then I Bryanak his Morphing Jar, and he says that I'm lucky for Bryanacking his Morphing Jar, and I'm like, dude, I literally never attacked a set monster in any of our games, so I don't understand how you think that that's luck, but whatever. Okay, next match. That was a waste of my time. So actually, next match is top 8. So I ended up sneaking into top 8 X2, and I go up against Spore. So we'll jump into that match. It's actually really, really interesting. All right, we're jumping back into it. This is top 8 up against Spore, another excellent player. He has some kind of Edison IRL major win, I'm pretty sure, in Europe. I think he also topped RBT Vienna. Obviously, this is from months ago. So this is actually from before Vienna, but Spore's a great player, and he's actually playing really a spicy deck. He's on like the Tengu version of Tim Pont's Offering Frogs deck, which has some, things that they don't have access to in Tengu format, as well as some like more powerful parts of it that are not as strong in Edison. Like when I was watching his replays, he was just winning off of Vanity's Fiend. Like game 2, 3, I swear he was on like 3 Vanity's Fiend and he was just slamming it down and just winning off of that constantly. So I was mindful of that going into game 2, 3 because obviously we lose to Vanity's Fiend, but I think I mentioned that we side pretty heavily for that. So we'll just jump into it. I'm just chatting with him. He's a really friendly guy. Okay, so we lose dice again. You already know. And we open 3 Light Sworns. This is really 4 Light Sworns because I have the Rhoda and a recharge, which is good because we definitely need to recycle this hand. This Raikou is not going to be good early game because the Raikou is really just food because, like I said, he's on the Offering Frog, so he'll slam his Caius down and hurt me. This is months ago, so I don't remember anymore, but I do think that I had a good idea of what his deck list looked like just from watching his replays, and I don't remember what trap cards he's on. This is from months ago, so we'll just have to fast forward through that. But yeah, he goes turn 1 Tengu into... Tour Guide into Sangan. So probably he's searching for a missing piece like a Swap Frog or something, but I think I mentioned during my replay against Pro Storm, I don't really have a great way to deny that. I could possibly find a Sork that goes live with this recharge, so let's see. You can see I pitched the Raikou because, like I said, going second into Frogs, not great. We do mill a Dark, but really not what we're looking for because we milled an Allure and a Tour Guide, so now there's 2 Tour Guides left in the deck, which is awkward because we also drew into one of the targets in the Sangan. So right now, just looking at this, and then we drew one of our only Rhoda targets. So yeah, things are looking pretty awkward. I might want to just Rhoda for that Jane to keep it live, and so that I have something to swing over his 2k Frogs. They don't have Substo, but they have Dupe Frog in this format. And then, so I probably want to clear this back row. It might be like an Econ, or it might be a Dust Shoot. So yeah, I can crash my Sangan into his Tour Guide, or I can... Lila and just pop the back row and try to mill. Okay. I think that it would have been fine to just oh wow, he's on Mirror Force. I think it would have been fine to just Sangan crash, because now I'm giving him my Lila. At least we milled the Heavy Storm. We definitely don't want that against him, but we also milled the Sork that we were looking for. Yeah, the goal right now is to Sork this Sangan so he doesn't get his surge, so he can't get started. But yeah, he's just gonna poke in. It's only 1,000, so this isn't bothering me. No, I don't remember what I do, but I hope that I just crash the Sangan in. So Veiler is very, very good against Frog decks because Veiler's not in Edison format, which is what makes Caius so good. But Veiling a Caius is great. We have the freed Clapback if he wants to drop Vanity's Fiend. I don't remember if he's on a game 1. I don't have anything on the field for him to Caius. So the options are... Well, I guess we have to see what we draw first. So, we draw Bulb. That's not great. So yeah, we have too many normal summons in our hand. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal summons in the hand. Okay, we are going to go crash Sangan. So we are going to let him keep getting damage in on us by doing this. And yep, we search the Veiler. Okay, that makes sense. So now I'm not as scared of his Frogs. And then I searched the Jane to thin, but look at this. I got 5 normal summons in my hand. So I really need a way to convert these things. I'm hoping that he fears Gores, but it doesn't look like he does. Yeah, but it's okay. He's only poking us for 1,000. I don't want to look at the hands because I don't want to give myself the answers. And I'm just going to set a Raikou. I probably want to play this slow and don't want to go into that back row because it's probably like an Econ or something. Could be a Torrential also. We saw he's on Mirror Force. He's got to be on Torrential. And there's the Caius. He knows that we searched Veiler, so I'm just going to Veiler that. But now he's established a bigger guy on board. But yeah, we have the Freed as like the out. But I don't know if he's on the game 1 Vanities. So it looks like I didn't want to deal with the Caius. I don't want to Dark Hole him and just give him his Sangan. Okay, cool. We needed this real bad. Definitely going to pitch this Jane. Yep. Now we draw the Plague. Again, it's not looking too great because these are not great when you draw them. You want to mill them. But it's okay. We can stick our Freed. But if we do that, he's going to be drawing into 6 cards in hand, 1 on the field. If I crash over the Sangan. And I don't really have much else I can do. So our options are we can stick the Freed, which is pretty ugly, or we can set one of our tuners. That's really all I got. So we decide to stick the Freed because I don't want him to just keep getting free poke, especially now that we have revealed the Gores in the graveyard, so he's not going to fear it. He econs. Now this is pretty weak on his part, but it actually plays around Honest, and it makes his Treeborn live. So we're thinking he probably is holding something like sorry, we're chatting about like him lagging or something. Like I said, he's European. I'll just fast forward. But yeah, he's probably holding something like Junk Synchron or the level 5 Sphere of Chaos. Probably something like that. Now he brings back Treeborn, which he doesn't really need to do because he could sack the Sangan so that he can resolve. But he decides he wants to keep poking with the Sangan. So he baited our Veiler and had another Caius, and now we're going to get really low. So I'm probably going to feel obligated to Dark Hole, which is not great because this Caius already got value, it banished my Freed, and this Sangan's going to get value returning itself. So I probably feel obligated to Dark Hole. I do have a Reborn. Pretty ugly, the options for it. I mean, I could technically Reborn okay, so we actually do have some options. I could Reborn Gores, but I also could Reborn... Actually, it would probably be better to Reborn this Caius and go into a Thought Ruler to gain life from this, go up to 5,000, and also it kills his... I think he's on Soul Exchange Econs. I can't remember. I think he's on Game 1 Soul Exchange, but when you're playing against Frogs, Thought Ruler Archfiend's actually really good because they want to target you with their Soul Exchange and Econs. Okay, looks like I'm deep in the tank. I hope... No, I don't. I think that I should have gone Thought Ruler here because it actually is valuable to get my... Oh, I want to get Bulb in the graveyard instead of Plague. Same thing. Okay, cool, I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. You could say Bulb is better in the grave because it doesn't take a card from my hand. That's okay. And he's burned 2 Caiuses. So his outs are like Dark Hole... and I don't know what else. So we max see the Treeborn because we really cannot let him just do what he wants to do. He's going to send the Ronin. And then he burned his normal, which is great for us. Is he just going to wall up here? Wow. And he's going to leave his swap. That's very interesting. Wow, this is a very interesting position. Oh, and I draw into the BLS with Honest in hand. So anytime these are together, I'm always thinking, okay, let's kill him right now. I don't think I have a way through that, through Treeborn and Sangan in defense position and swap. But I could at least banish the Sangan and put him on really low resources. And then he also stuck his Treeborn out there, which is I could punish him for. But yeah, let's see. I probably have close to game because I could go... Oh, but I didn't get the Plague Engrave, so I don't have a Brio line. Because if I got the Plague Engrave, but then I have Lila. Yeah, if I got the Plague Engrave, I would have a Brio line that probably kills him unless he has Gores. But yeah, I decided to get the Bulb instead. I'm probably deep in the tank right now thinking, giving it a thonk. Yeah, I've given like 2 minutes of think. Try not to do this. And now I'm just going to decide not to put anything down. Oh, I want the Plague in the grave for next turn, and I don't want his Dark Hole to be that valuable, because he's probably not going to expect this to be a Plague. So I could have denied him the Sangan search. Okay, so now he's going to go Junk Synchron. Now, if he were to... So he goes Synchro 6. Okay, so now this is going to be a very attractive Brio. But he's used his normal summon. I don't think he'll have a lethal line. Yeah, he's only going to poke me for 1,000. So now he's definitely going to die next turn. For show. For show. I'm going to kill him next turn. And then he just puts a body blocker. I'm probably going to Dark Hole him, honestly. Oh, but I can't even put lethal down. Well, actually... BLS over Brio is 3,000, and then BLS will go to 53, and that's 43 right there. So 53, so it's 43 here, and 3,000 there. That is lethal. This is a lethal... What are we doing? Hold up. What are we doing, Phil? This is lethal. Am I trying to bait a Veiler? Did he search Veiler or something? This is lethal because I can just BLS over Brio, pitch Honest, and that's 3,000. Then my BLS will be 53, and that's 43. So that's 73 right there. What am I doing? No! No! What am I doing? Oh my god, what am I doing? Wow. These are so hard to watch back, I swear. Oh my god. What? How does that make any sense? Oh my god, what a choke. Did he have Veiler? Wow, what a choke. Ooh. Oh, he just scoops because he tried synchroing with his Ronin Totem. Yeah, he had nothing because he had Tour Guide, and I forgot what the other card was. What a horrible play. Anytime you have BLS and Honest, you should be thinking that's kill. Man, really not my best work. Okay, but we learned from these. Wow. Okay, so he's going to go full pass. Full pass is obviously extremely sus. We know that he has cards that he can brick on in this deck, but, you know, we should always be sussed out by full pass turn 1. So I have the Lila. I probably wasn't able to side... I mean, I can't side my whole Lightsworn engine because it's how I got my grave started. So I'm just going to go Sangan. Am I going to poke? Interesting. Yeah, see, that was expected that he would have a Trag. So I wonder why I poked. Maybe to get my Trag down? Yeah, now I'll get my Trag down and I'll be bigger, I believe. No, I won't be bigger. Oh, I'm trying to make him think that I have a Veiler when I'm really thinking about if I want to put this Trag down. I probably don't want to put the Trag down because he'll be bigger. And then he dust shoots me. Man, I got dust shooted so many times. It makes me fucking hate this format, honestly. Then he takes my Trag. Okay, so we just get started so that we can... oh, we mill the Plague. So yeah, we just get started so that we can get our BLS Chaos Orc down, and then it'll make our Alchemists live. We feel pretty safe because we have the Sangan on the field and the Maxi in hand, which is going to be great against him. He banishes a Caius, which... That is so ugly, but it means he must have another Caius in hand. But who knows if I'm even thinking that, because apparently I wasn't thinking during this match. He's going to pitch and take my junk, which is awful. It looks like I'm still bluffing the Veiler, but the jig is up. I mean, if I didn't Veiler that, then he must know. And he drops the Vanity's Fiend. Yep, not a good position for us. So I search Honest so that I can try to survive. And I cannot Honest here because I don't have the out to the Vanity's Fiend, so I need to summon my Alk, but I'm so low, dude. Oh, and I draw a Call of the Haunted, yep. Oh, and the Alk doesn't miss. That's crazy. Well, it's game. That's just game with Vanity's Fiend, yeah. Yeah, you know, he dust shooted me. I could have put the Trag down and walled, because our Trags would have been even. Trying to think of if I made any mistakes. I could have maybe put the Trag down. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. Vanity's Fiend cooks like 90% of this deck, and you have to pray you have the out, and then you have the Mirror Force on top of that. So it's just tough. So we open with Dead Recharge and Gores in hand. We have Veiler, which we like, and we drew Plague again with no conversion. So we're going to full pass. Oh, and I attacked into the Trag. That was the mistake. There was no need for me to attack there. It's very obvious he has a Trag. Sometimes I play a little bit more aggressive when I'm up game 1 into game 2, but I do think that was just unnecessary. Okay, so we're going to get our conversion with the Plague on the Allure, which is great. We found BLS Honest, must not have shuffled well. So we're definitely going to hope to kill with BLS Honest, I hope. But yeah, we saw how messy I played last game. Oh, and then we're in an awkward position where like we're on 7. We can't put any of the cards down, and we can't put the spell down because then the Gores is dead, and I don't know if he'll respect it. He's gonna Soul Exchange Vanities again. That's rough. Now, am I going to Dark Hole or am I going to Soul Taker? I think Soul Taker is fine. Yeah, I'll just hold the Dark Hole. And you can't Reborn the Vanities, so this is so weak. I can't even do anything. And there's another Vanities. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, his deck, like, game 2, 3, I swear, it's just Vanities control. So now I'm going to have to Dark Hole the Vanities. And now it's becoming really obvious that I have Gores, and I don't even know why I have this MST in. Because this isn't like... It's not like he can side Decree. He's playing Frogs. Like, the Lila is enough for the Mirror Force and shit. So this probably shouldn't even be in. This is a siding error. Now, he already has the Swap Frog. I'm sorry, the Treeborn Frog, so there's no need to Veiler this. He knows that I'm on Gores. I've made it too obvious. There's the Mirror Force. I wonder why I Veilered that. I'm sorry, MST'd that Mirror Force. Maybe just because I'm not going to get any better value. But I should have been worried that that was going to be a Dust Shoot. But he's very low resource. Look, it's 3 cards from him. But am I going to Veiler this? Yeah, I'm not, because I want him to attack me. Finally, we find Sork, and I have a Light and Dark Engrave. So I probably want to put the Sork down first. Oh, I might be thinking about game with a Reborn of... No, I can't, because I can't Reborn Honest, because I need to banish it for Sork. I really needed to get to that Leviair, honestly. Okay, lovely. Now we just have to hope he doesn't come down with a Caius, because I have no grave set up. And he's not attacking into the scores. Comes down with a Lad. Brutal. I might have to Veiler this. Yeah, so that he just crashes with my Sork. Brutal. But that also sets up my grave with a Light and a Dark, so it'll make my BLS live. I really need to find a Lightsworn for this recharge, and he's killing me on this Gores. Good players, they can play around the Gores. Just going to go into a Gotchi. That just makes my BLS juicy. Find a Rhoda. Oh, and that's going to make my Jane... Yes. Yes. There we go. And I have Mind Control. Interesting. I don't know about that one. I must want conversion on his Caius, but... Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay, so... I have another Light Engrave, so I don't have to banish... Oh, I already banished my Honest. Okay. So, let's think out loud. So, I definitely think that summoning Sork is the move here. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. This is going to be a really bad turn for me. I remember what I do. I summon Sork, yep. Banish. And I'm going to make... This is going to be the worst play of the game. I'm going to Reborn this Dimensional Alchemist, if I remember correctly, because I want to apply some pressure, and I want to feel like I can safely float, but right after I did this, I was just like, this is so stupid. I've seen 0 Caius, and this gets mauled by Caius. Caius banishes my Elk, kills my Sork, and I'm just in a horrible position. So I was just like, why did I do that? Yeah, this was so stupid. I was just trying to put him down while he was low on cards, and I wanted to have something. And I also was scared that my Monster Reborn was going to be dead later to a Vanity's Fiend, but he's already played 2 Vanity's Fiends. So, like, I shouldn't have been thinking about Vanity's Fiend. I should have been thinking about Caius. And now he's going to do the obvious Caius. I'm sure he has it. Because I remember doing this and thinking, like, oh my god, Caius just cooks this board. So stupid. Hard +1 with a Caius. Not just a +1. I burned my fucking Reborn for this. So stupid. So I clear the Caius. I'll clear his stupid-ass Ronin. I don't know why I'm hating on Ronin. This is such a cool deck. I don't know why I'm getting bitter about Ronin. Just because it's a frog, I guess. Okay, but at least we found the Veiler. And then, of course, we found the Veiler 1 turn too late. This Mind Control is doing nothing, and then he knows about the Gores. I tell him, don't worry, take your time. I always do this. I don't like when people rush me. He's going to take the BLS. He must just want to banish it. He must just have no way of dealing with it because there's no way he's going to attack into the scores. Oh, he's going to... Right. We haven't seen these yet. So in his other matches we saw these, but we haven't seen them in this match yet. So here's an interesting position. I kind of want to Veiler this, but Veiler actually converts with this into a 6. It's not great. I could definitely see myself Veilering this because it's not killing me. Yeah, because even if I hold the Veiler because I want a Minecon Sphere, 6 is really not it, first of all. Second of all, if I don't Veiler it, then he'll get a Junk Synchron, and that'll certainly fuck up the 6. Okay, so we find Call the Haunted, and I'm sure we're gonna grab that BLS. So he finally attacks because I have a set card. But I don't BLS because I don't want to do it on his turn where he can answer it. Oh no. He has another Caius. That's brutal. And we find Tour Guide. We needed that so bad. Okay, so here we go. Tour Guide has so many cards available for Leviair. So I could Tour Guide and go Leviathan over this, or I could Tour Guide... Oh, I could go Tour Guide Leviair, get my Plague Spreader, and then Leviair plus Thought Ruler over this. Because Thought Ruler is obviously going to be gas, because we've only seen one Soul Exchange, one Econ. I think he has like at least 3 or 4 more of those cards. Yes, okay. Finally, we don't play like a dumb fuck. And we get something out of this Mind Control. There we go. And we set up our Plague. There we go. And we're pressuring with this Leviair, because if he doesn't clear this Leviair, I can go and get an Alchemist or a Glow Up Bulb too. That'd be nasty. I could even get Glow Up Bulb, sack the Leviair and Glow Up Bulb for Gores, and then come down with another 8. Thought Ruler Stardust. That'd be fucking gas. But he's got the Tour Guide. Okay. He's going to go Leviathan. That's really not that threatening. We find Lila. Okay, so I might want to just start getting some poke in. Okay, so he's probably feeling it at this point that he's not going to kill me through Gores and through 8,000 life. We're in a great position, honestly. See what he does. He's got another sphere. Alright. I know what I should do here. I don't know if I will do it. What I should do right here is just Brio. I don't want to give him more 3s, but I feel like what I'm going to do is go... So there's 2 possible plays. I can go Lila, stack... Plague, Brio, go for game right now, because he only has 2 cards, and we know one of them is whatever he searched, probably a Junk Synchron if I had to guess. Oh my god, Sphere Search is Tour Guide, that's crazy. So he probably has a Junk Synchron in his hand. What did he add? Yeah, Junk Synchron. So Junk Synchron can get a 5 or a 6, because it can get a 2. Oh, actually, he's only 2. Ooh, I wonder if I realized this in game. That Junk Synchron's not actually that good, because he can't sync with Ronin. And it just gets a Treeborn, so he can only get a 5. Because he can get Treeborn on its own, and then he can go Effect Veiler into Armory. So I'm assuming I'm going to clear this, but if I don't, then Junk Synchron can get a 4 or a 5 Synchro play. Which doesn't do anything, actually. That doesn't even threaten me, and all of his Tour Guides are gone. Wow, he actually really isn't threatening me with that Junk Synchron. I wonder if I realized that during this match. So if I feel threatened by the Junk Synchron, I can just Thunder King and clear this and put him in a bad position. Or if I just want to say fuck it and go for game, I can just Lila stack Gores for Plague and go Brio and go for game. That does not win through Veiler or Gores, but it really just cares about Gores. So let's see what he has. Yeah, that's game. So I must not do it. Yeah, so I think the play is Lila, stack for plague, go Brio, and that's... Oh, that's 5,000. That's not 5,100. For 5,000. Oh. Wow. So I wonder if I just delay it a turn. Yeah, I just go right Thunder King, which is fine. I think I tell him that it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't die. Okay, so now I'm at 94. What did he top deck? Swap. That's actually pretty good because it gets a 2 in the grave for his... Okay, now I should do it. I must not do it. Now I think the play is to just go Brio for game, dude. I should stack for plague, go Brio for game. I probably just play it slow. Oh man, what a wimp. I'm giving him more turns. I should have just gone Brio for game. What do you draw now? Another swap. All right. That is so funny. I was happy with that card trooper, but that actually turned on his trap dust shoot. Yeah, he's just walling up. Now he's gonna... Oh, I draw into MST and I draw phase priority. Damn, I'm the GOAT. But yeah, I should have killed him with Brio now. By now, I can kill him with Brio right now. I must not remember that plague made its way to the graveyard. Yeah. Oh my god, this is crazy. Yeah, I forgot the plague was in graveyard. That is insane. Oh, this is why I don't watch my replays. This is so bad. Okay, well, at least you guys get to see the power of this deck. But yeah, this is another risk. I'm low on cards and I stick my Lila. Then he upstarts. He's not killing me. Soul Exchange the Lila. I put the Lila next to my Thought Ruler, and then... Okay, and here's the last misplay of the game. He's been playing around this Gorzal game. I'm 8 cards in deck, 11,000 life. He's not going to kill me. He has to deck me out. And everyone forgets this effect of Gorz. I'll be watching people's games, and I'll notice them not doing it, but then I don't do it myself. Look at this. If I take effect damage, I can slam the Gorz and burn them for the effect damage. So I have game again because he's going to banish my Thought Ruler. I can special Gorz, burn him for 1,000, draw whatever, activate Soul Taker, and then he'll go back up to 2,000, stack for Plague, attack Plague over the Treeborn, and attack directly for 2,700, and that's lethal. So I have game for like the 4th turn in a row, and I miss it. This is rough. I think you guys see how this ends, so I'm just going to fast forward this. But yeah, this was a really fun match, and very frustrating for me to watch back, because he's just going to keep setting cards so that he doesn't die, and then he finds an Econ. Finally, I remember I have a Plague. He takes it, and I need to kill my... Yeah. There's no way to win. I'm just going to deck out. Wow. Yeah, I had so many opportunities to kill him, but that's okay. This was a really fun match, and again, I think it's a good demo for the deck. Spore's a great player and really fun to play against. He's a really, really nice guy. He posts on YouTube as well. But yeah, this was one of the first tournaments that I played with this deck. I'm still tweaking lists, and I'm still wanting to find the right list for this deck in this format, and I'm going to keep entering tournaments with it, actually. So yeah, you'll see more of this deck. Hopefully I keep posting this Tengu content. Alright, I just finished recording all of the matches that I played in this Tengu Tussle. I had mentioned in the intro that I was going to show all of the replays from another tournament that I had entered that Gwari had hosted on his Discord server. This video already got super long, like they always do when I record these, so I am totally down to record the replays from that other tournament where I had tested a few more cards. I was actually on 43 cards. I think I showed it in the intro. But I will cut this video here just because this video is already super long. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that, or if you guys are more here for the redo content, or you want to see a different deck, just let me know. But yeah, if you guys are into this Tengu stuff with the Chaos Fairies, it's one of my favorite decks to play in Tengu. Obviously, I love playing Karakuris as well, so I might enter with a Karakuri brew that I have. But yeah, just let me know, and I'm down to record the uh, the next variant of Chaos Fairies because I am gonna win a tournament with it this year. I guarantee it.